Man.
Hello, everyone. Eternal Life fans. I'm here with Bobby. We're going to be streaming, talking about some current projects we're doing. Hope you guys all have subscribed to Bobby's channel. We're going to be doing a lot of collaborations in the future.
Yeah, definitely go subscribe to our channels and donate to Patreons, just everything to help out as much as possible with defeating death.
Heck yes.
Go sign up to Cryonics.
His link is in the description.
Yeah, definitely go subscribe.
I hear a feedback.
And,
I must have. Oh, I have the video open in another tab. That's why. Okay, we're good. We're good.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
For sure. You can always check on your phone the live stream and see if. Well, I don't know.
That's a good idea.
You might have to sign out or something. Or no, probably not.
That's a good idea. I never do that. So here I have on the channel, I have on the screen Bobby's channel, and the channel link is in the description for everyone to check out. Life Extension Research. He does cool compilations with different intellectuals. The last one he did is Peter Thiel. Is it Thiel or Teal? I always say Thiel. It's probably Teal, right?
Yeah, it's one of those. I don't know.
Yeah, I freaking love Peter Thiel. I'm like a huge freaking fan of him. So I was so happy when you did that.
Yeah, he's cool. I need to update the thumbnails though. The thumbnails are kind of poopy. So that's something we can work on later. I'll write that down actually somewhere. I think I did.
Yeah.
On our collaboration calendars thing I made.
And if you guys haven't seen, check out the first discussion I did with Bobby. That was about a month ago. You can see it right there on the screen. That was fun.
Yeah, that's sweet. I'm still editing our talk between Brent. I actually finished most of the editing. Mm-hmm. Our talk with Brent Nally and you and I. Mm-hmm. I think someone else was there. Scott Fricks, I believe. He was just he was kind of like a lay person when it came to life extension research. So
yeah, he had a good supplement protocol.
I wanted to include somebody like that, to get their input. But even though you guys posted it, I still I'll probably post in the future when we start posting our interviews that we're doing with all the scientists and wealthy investors over the next 3 or 4 months.
Heck yeah.
We'll obviously keep that up, keep talking to people, because it's just, it's hella fun and whatnot. It's great contacts we make.
7 people watching.
But so right now I'm writing the questions and stuff that I was gonna send to Max Moore.
Awesome.
And so I don't think you or Alex sent me, or Transhumanía.
Yeah.
I don't think either of you sent me anything you guys wanted to ask them.
Yeah, I haven't.
But dude, I have a pretty solid list of things that I was gonna ask them.
You know what I'm gonna ask Max Moore? I want to know his thoughts on mind transference. Like if he believes the consciousness can actually be transferred, or if he thinks he'd just be a copy. Because I was watching this interview he did, and it sounded like he thinks it'll just be a copy of him, that they might, when they reanimate the cryonicized people, that he thinks it'll just be a copy of those people. But in this interview, he acted like he'd be satisfied with just a copy of him existing. Have you seen this interview?
No way. He said that?
Yes.
No, he didn't say it.
I swear. We could watch it together if you want.
That'd be so lame.
Yeah. That's what he said. And that's freaking what he said. We could watch it.
For sure. I'll write that down. We'll ask him about, transferring consciousness into computers.
Because that's concerning to me that, one of the biggest cryonics people would be satisfied with just a copy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Ray Kurzweil makes a weird argument for that. He thinks if you collect enough of somebody's personal belongings, then you can revive them either digitally or maybe implant the memories into a biological clone. I don't know. He says some weird stuff like that, which is it just sounds so obviously not like a practical method to revive somebody.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
you're just making a twin that's really close to the original.
Right.
So like that's not too difficult to comprehend. But I don't know. He's a really smart dude, so I'd really like to ask him about that.
Yeah.
But it's a really
Absolutely.
touchy. It's also a really touchy subject because it's his dad that he wants to revive.
Well, yeah, I know. It's like people are. It's like some people, even in the transhumanist movement, they seem to be satisfied with a copy, which is essentially just a legacy. It's the symbolic immortality that the whole world's obsessed with. Is like being a celebrity, or whatever. Having your exact copy go on, that's essentially just a really glorified legacy. It's like having your personality live on, but it's not you. If it's not you, then it's worthless to me. Like I need
Yeah,
me to exist forever.
dude, it's like the opposite of worthless. It's like going backwards.
Yeah.
Because it's like you could be putting the effort into something that actually keeps you alive, but maybe an argument that supports that is like we're technically that's already happening to us right now. We're technically clones of ourselves because we recycle our atoms by just the natural processes of
Right.
being a biological organism.
Right.
We're constantly recycling our cells and our atoms, and so let's say an estimate. Some people have made measurements, but not very many measurements have been made, honestly. But let's just say like every 10 years, all of your atoms have been replaced with the same atoms, but different atoms, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're still carbon atoms, but they're a carbon atom that came from a flower or something, and because we ate some sort of leaf or whatever. And so let's say after like 10 or 15 years you've actually replaced your entire body.
Right.
And so it might be like the only way to actually like extend your unique consciousness and your actual lifespan. Maybe we might have to transfer our consciousness into a computer in order to actually gain that true immortality sort of deal.
Possibly. I mean, I'm open to anything.
I mean, I just feel like that's what will be discussed a lot more soon. And
Max.
so because I personally want to wait a couple centuries until transferring my consciousness into a computer, but because I want to study the issue.
Right.
But we might figure out that we have to do it sooner.
Yeah, we gotta make the educated choice. These are the big choices all the Eternal Life fans are gonna have to make. Like, what's the route? What's the best route to true immortality, living forever?
Yeah, and then we also, you and I discussed one time how we actually might be forced to connect ourselves to computers, like our brains.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be direct, right? It could be long distance, and we may need people to at least survey our brains, and government hidden government facilities might actually do it on purpose, like without telling us.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need to make sure that someone didn't get hacked, because that would be the worst thing that anyone can comprehend at this point. I think
it's pretty bad, yeah.
But so
being hacked and then being put in a simulated hell for eternity, right?
Yeah, and you could still make you could hack their primary motor cortex, so that their gestures and their movements are all still normal, and they can still go to work.
But they're in a hell.
Yeah, internally they're just gone.
Oh,
so so it's the worst thing.
So that no one would even know to try to save them from this hell that they're in, because they're acting normal, they're acting happy, but meanwhile they're in a hell.
Yeah, so we're gonna need constant surveillance in all of our brains,
right?
And but there's always other advancing technologies, so it's difficult to know if that surveillance will even be able to know something, and it's just super terrifying.
Right.
But so, dude, we were talking about off air about signing up to Cryonics and vlogging the experience.
Right.
And so, yeah, dude, we can get it for you for literally less than $20 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And you can end those premiums at any moment and not get paid a fee or whatever. And if you get it through, if you get the life insurance, it's specifically term life insurance. I'm not a life insurance agent, by the way, anyone. So disclaimer, I can't tell you what to get. Like, I can't promote anything, but what I can tell you, like what I've done so far, which is I'm signing up with term life insurance for I believe like $18 a month, and I get I think $300,000 of insurance for 30 years in case I die. And so that can be a large chunk of that money can be placed into paying for being a Cryonics member, right? And being preserved in liquid nitrogen. And it's not going to take longer than 30 years for us to figure out how to defeat death for our bodies. So it's plenty of time. And then you could always switch over to whole life insurance.
That means whole body life insurance for the whole body to be frozen?
No, it's called whole life.
Oh, okay.
Like universal or whatever. And you can actually, there's actually like a 1 to 2% interest on that, which usually that's something you shouldn't ever do, right? If you talk to somebody who knows life insurance, they'll tell you to not get whole life, even though it looks very very promising. But the thing is, things have like changed, right? Like, we're going to be extending maximum lifespan in the near future, and so whole life actually might be appealing, because if you do die, we don't really know how long it's going to take to revive people, to advance technology that will be able to revive Cryonics members. And so having something that lasts longer than 30 years might be something is ideal, and you'll get money back on that. You'll get like $300,000 of your money that you can have, because that's what has built up over the years.
Right.
And then on top of whatever you recovered for, indefinitely, right? And so, so that's a whole thing we'll discuss in our vlog that we do together.
So let me tell you one of my biggest concerns with cryonics. I mean, other than the fact that I'm very skeptical they would actually be able to bring back your consciousness, your original consciousness, I'm also a little worried that if you're signed up for cryonics, they might be kind of incentivized to not keep you alive, because they would want to hurry up with the process of freezing you or whatever to preserve your to get the best preservation. So to get the best cryonicized preservation, they might okay, let's unplug them, let's get them in the freezer. But what if a better option is just to stay plugged in to the advanced life support for as long as possible? What if I can become like in the hospital for 20 years if I had in a comatose state? I'd much prefer that rather than having my brain frozen.
Wait, I didn't hear the first concern.
So the concern is that if I'm signed up for cryonics, they might go ahead and chop off my head or whatever, when maybe if I hadn't been signed up, I would have instead been able to be in the hospital longer, and in a life support situation, just hooked up to the machines, keeping the blood flowing through my body. But if I'm signed up for cryonics, they might be like, okay, let's get this going. We want the best preservation, so we need to hurry up and lop off his head. And so it's losing that chance of staying alive in the hospital longer. Do you think is that a potential concern?
Yeah, dude, that's a really good. It's not concern, but it's a really good observation, and it's because
I've heard stories of people who have been diagnosed as dead, but then they actually were not dead and they came back to life later, miraculously.
Oh yeah.
So if you're signed up for cryonics, as soon as the hospital says, "Oh, he's dead," then the cryonics people, they take your body, they rush your body away to the cryonics facility, and then they'll lop off your head. But what if they hadn't done that? What if you would have had a chance to come back to life? You know what I mean? That's my concern.
Yeah, dude. So I'm actually gonna write that down, because when you sign up for life insurance, and you write out who's your beneficiary and all this stuff, you can write in like all the details of what exactly you want, right? Like they can't just take your body from you.
Oh, so you're saying like I can write in, okay, keep me on life support as long as possible, even if it's 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Then that, I guess would.
And then if your body's still gonna age while you're on life support. First off, life support costs a ridiculous amount of money, depending where you're at in the world. In the U.S., it costs a ridiculous amount of money, and it still does in every other country too. If you want anything that's really gonna keep you alive, that's the first problem. Which I've actually, you said one of your goals is to make a company like that, and we can talk to European Biostasis Foundation about that because they have some ideas about that too. And I've actually written up some notes about that, and that'd be awesome for us to start a company like that.
Yes,
right?
yeah. So if you guys don't know, in the comments, whatever, the audience, I've been wanting to create an alternative to cryonics, basically like an advanced life support where the blood is kept pumping through your body as opposed to freezing it, because as we know, if you freeze your brain, a lot of damage is done. And I think did you mute yourself, Bobby? Okay.
Yeah, when I type, I mute myself.
Okay, that's good.
So
so I was watching. We should watch this. We should watch this documentary. I was watching this cryonics documentary recently, and there was
what's it called?
There was scientists.
What's the documentary called?
The documentary is a YouTube documentary. It's called. World of Cryonics. So there's a part in this documentary by a scientist, okay, and he was studying cryoprotectants. He's been studying how to freeze things for his whole life. That's like his whole thing.
Cool.
And he's like so convinced that the brain is extremely damaged, so much to the point where it's like you'd lose all the memories. He thinks it's delusional to think that.
Awesome.
You can bring someone back from this crime.
We should interview him and and we'll analyze all his evidence and see if he actually has any or if he's just being an asshole.
Right.
Because a lot of people, both lay people and experts, are like assholes in like when they discuss life extension, and they'll say like deathist remarks, or or they just won't provide good evidence, right? They'll just say things without the weight of any evidence, and so that's like really frustrating. And you can really see that the pro-aging trance and deathism is real, even among experts. And so one of our goals is for our collaboration on our YouTube channels, because to let everyone know, Transhumania, Eternal Life fans, and I are all collaborating to make vlogs and like interview scientists and stuff. And we've only been working together for like maybe a week and a half, but we have like a bunch of talks lined up and stuff. And we're really organized, and so it'll be a lot of fun. But so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we're gonna debate like a lot of these people who are deathists, like Leon Kass and Jason Pontine, and there's like a whole list. Or scientists, we'll definitely, we're not afraid of a little bit of controversy, right? And we're definitely gonna let the various researchers that work in these fields, let them know, like, if they're saying something absurd or not.
Exactly.
So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Did you hear Britney Spears recently signed up for? That's what Alex was saying, and I looked it up. Did you see this?
You said Britney Spears signed up for cryonics?
That's what. That's what people are saying.
Sweet. Yeah, dude. Everyone should. It's like it's such a tragedy that not enough people are, and it's such a tragedy that when you look at especially cremating is like pure evil, right?
Oh yeah.
But
I would much rather be signed up for cryonics than cremated. I would never do cremated.
Well, at least just like tell somebody to throw your body, like go in the snow and just like bury you over there, like in the snow, like really high elevated. At least do that. Then versus like being cremated.
They on the H plus page, the Wikipedia for H plus, they had like alternatives for cryonics, and one of them was like being buried in the super cold. I forgot, the permafrost burials. Permafrost burials.
Nice. Where they say that?
It was the H plus, like, Wikipedia page for cryonics or something. All alternatives to cryonics. Then they had like plasticization of the brain.
So Wikipedia.
Like H plus Wikipedia or something. Yeah. And then
It'd be so nice to talk to an expert who doesn't think cryonics will work. Like that'd be so beautiful. It'd be such a fun conversation. And but yeah, at least like just bury yourself in snow.
Yeah.
If you're about to die.
Oh yes. I'm much better.
Obviously, if you're healthy, don't do that. But you probably need some help. And don't tell anyone I recommend that. No, but so I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, dude. So some interesting stuff coming out. Like I just read an article. I think it was like even 2 years ago. It's like 2 years old even. I don't know. I gotta double check, but they recently revived some frozen nematodes that are 40,000 years old.
Oh really?
And they were able to eat and stuff, you know, and mate, which goes to show that a large part of our tissues are still intact. And
Right.
it's really difficult to argue against the advancement of future technology, because you know we've already seen such an incredible amount of advancement just in the last century. So it's difficult to imagine super advanced stuff even just like 20 years from now.
Right. Like it's hard to imagine that they won't be able to create something to revive the brains.
Yeah,
Except for if the brains literally
to feel confident about that, like to feel confident that won't be possible, I think just goes to show like how much of a trance they're in. And but usually if you say that to a scientist who disagreed before, if you just say that out loud, they'll be like, okay, yeah, you're right.
Right. I mean,
like
unless they're trying to be skeptical like me for the sake of finding something better. Because if you think the neurons are completely turned to mush if they're frozen, and then, if you think they're completely destroyed to the point of just total annihilation,
there's different types of skepticism, right? Like there's a healthy type of skepticism, like a scientist, in which you question things and you don't take it as completely wrong or completely right until you have sufficient evidence.
Yeah, stay open to all the possibilities for sure.
Yeah, and and then there's incorrect skepticism, which is more of like a lay term. It's like what's that word? It starts with a C. I don't know. It's it's like a mainstream term, whatever. That people's kind of using it like almost derogatory sometimes.
Right.
And so that's a type of skepticism you shouldn't do when thinking about defeating death. You should remain.
All right, you want to check out this Britney Spears article? By the way, can you actually watch the stream, like, so you can see this article that I'm going to show everyone right now? Can you pull up the stream so you can see it with me? We could talk about it. And I want your opinion on if this is real or if this is just tabloid bullcrap.
Well, yeah, sure.
Because I mean, I don't even know, but like, what if you had to guess? Okay, so here's the article on Britney Spears wanting to be immortal. Do you see that?
That's your thumbnail.
No, do you see?
I know, but the thumbnail is Elon Musk.
No, I'm not. Well, yeah, it's the thumbnail, but I'm talking about the live stream right now. That.
Yeah. So how are you putting that picture on the live stream?
What picture?
Somebody said the audio is cutting out randomly.
Oh yeah.
No, he said not anymore. Yeah, how did you get the Britney Spears article on the page? Because I've never actually live streamed like from my channel since I don't think I have enough subs yet.
It's pretty complicated. It involves a lot of different programs. We can discuss that later. But yeah, what do you think about this article? Do you see the Britney Spears article?
Yeah, I can only see the title. I mean,
okay, yeah, it's not the full article yet.
Who's it from? News.com.au.
Yeah.
Is it from Australia?
What do you think? Do you think it's real? I'll check it out. So this is
They should. If they don't provide any links, then they're assholes.
This is an excerpt from the article, okay? It says, a friend of Spears said Britney gets these obsessions, and this is the latest. It started when someone told her Walt Disney had been preserved by cryogenics to be revived in the future. That was a myth, but it got her researching the foundation, and she became convinced it was worth a shot.
Yeah.
Have you heard that Walt Disney was cryopreserved?
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be a myth, but I have no idea.
Right. I heard it could be true.
Yeah, dude. More celebrities should jump on. I could kick it with Britney for forever. She's cool.
Oh heck yeah! I love her music. Freaking, I want Britney Spears to live forever for sure. All right,
have her give me a haircut.
This is the next part of the article. It says, Britt found the whole thing so interesting, she spent most of her Mother's Day trip to Disneyland researching the subject on the internet. While a nanny took the boys around the park, she looked into having her ashes turned into diamonds. That would suck. That's worthless. After she is gone, but settled on the chance of getting to live forever. So she's smart. I mean, she's smarter than having her. You know, a lot of celebrities would probably be happy with having their ashes turned to
Let me write that down.
It's pretty
The ashes and the diamonds, dude. That's like pure evil.
I know. It's ridiculous. It's stupid as heck.
Because people have like no. I mean, they just haven't even heard about this movement, obviously.
Right.
But I mean, it just goes to show how far away everyone is from wanting to live longer.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, you know, I mean, I just learned about this movement relatively recently. I think it's been like maybe 3 years, 2.5 years. And like, I mean, I didn't think anything about extending maximum lifespan. You know, obviously, we'd increase our average lifespan
right
over time. But like, you know, you never thought that increasing max lifespan would be anywhere close to, you know, being in our lifetime. But then, you know, you look into some of the research, you're like, whoa, like we're actually getting really close.
Right. Hey, does anyone in the audience have any questions for Bobby about cryonics? Bobby is our cryonics expert here.
I wish.
The official cryonics expert of the Eternal Life Fan Club.
I recently did a bunch of research for it because I'm making like a couple vlogs, like 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, hopefully you and Alex can help me out. I was planning on working on that this Saturday, getting the vlog of us signing up to, like, you know, Alcor or I actually haven't checked out Oregon Chronics yet. I forgot about them.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking about choosing between Alcor and the Chronics Institute. And even though it's maybe like $80,000 less at the Chronics Institute compared to Alcor, you know, Alcor is really awesome because not only do they have like a totally sweet advisory board, but you know, I like how they work really hard at getting the word out. I mean, I feel like they can work a lot harder, but
right.
And you know, I think they do just a really good job over there for a number of reasons that we'll discuss.
I took a tour of the Alcor Cryonics facility and met Max Moore. It was a very impressive facility. They even have bulletproof glass, so they're really trying to protect the cryonicized patients. One of my biggest concerns with cryonics that I've talked about over the years is that, let's say some like Muslim terrorists didn't like the idea of cryonics, right? They might try to blow up these facilities. They might try to infiltrate these facilities and destroy the cryonics, you know, tanks, right?
Yeah.
That has always been a concern.
They should probably be more secretive about the organization, like the location and stuff.
Yes.
And I mean, I might even just like preserve myself at my house in the future, where like nobody knows.
Yeah, that's if I was cryonicized at one of these places, I'd be totally concerned with like terrorists trying to get in and destroy everything, because that's why cryonics people especially should be concerned about immigration. They shouldn't want a bunch of immigration from the Middle East. And, you know, it's like, that's freaking dangerous as hell, right? So that's something that should be talked about in the cryonics movement, is like How are you
Yeah,
actually
man,
going to ensure the future of these cryonics facility? How are you going to ensure they stay safe?
It's not just it's not just immigrants that are like Muslim. There's there's a bunch of different crazy people, but the mass immigration from
I mean, yeah, heck yeah.
Muslim-based countries is definitely a concern, and I'm glad that Trump talks about that
Yes.
as much as he does, because like not many people do, and it seems to be like sort of a cool idea for politicians to let in mass amounts of immigrants, and just kind of and then there's a lot of like propaganda and like censorship from the crimes that increase in the various countries that has occurred over the last like decade or so.
Increase of rape, increase of all kinds of crimes happening
really
in Europe, right?
A bunch of different places in Europe, parts in Europe, and like Canada, and like etc. And it's just really evil, dude, that we don't hear about that more often,
Yep.
But then you go on YouTube, and there's so many people discussing about it, but it's still not mainstream. So yeah, but I don't know too much about it. I just hear things here and there. I'm really focused my research lately on my efforts on Black Extension research, and then our collab now.
Right.
But so I have I should probably write the list of questions for Jim.
Someone in the chat says, I don't agree with what you're saying. What part of what, explain that. What don't you agree with? What don't you agree with? Sam Smith. Mr. Agent Smith is in our chat from The Matrix. He doesn't agree. He doesn't agree.
Yeah, he so wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I really want to talk about too much. There's other things I'd rather talk about.
Right.
And it's not something I keep up to date as much as You mean
the immigration thing?
Yeah, into other countries.
Yeah, I don't want. I mean, you're definitely. You don't sound like an open borders person. I'm not an open borders person. I believe in strong border security. I think that's important for our eternal life. Whether you're a cryonis person or not, strong border security.
Yeah. I mean, the border on the ground is pretty bad, but it's not as bad as versus shipping, or planes. Especially on boat though. On boat, I'm pretty sure that's where most of the immigration comes from, right?
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. So I'm making the list of questions and topics to send over to James Stroll and Bernadine.
Awesome.
So I think we just won't wait for Alex, or we could always include his questions. Never mind. In a later email. But yeah, so we're talking to the founders of Radfest, I think on Saturday or Sunday. It's Sunday, right?
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, but we won't be posting it for a while. We probably won't post it for 3 months, because we're just kind of collecting a bunch of different interviews with all the different transhumanist experts.
Have you seen the lecture I gave at People's Unlimited before?
I think we watched a little bit together.
Right. That was pretty cool.
I don't agree.
I really like Bernadine, her passion, and Jim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. His name's Jim, right? I forgot.
Yeah, Jim or James.
James. It's
Jimmy.
Which is it?
Both.
Oh, it's both. Okay.
It's two first names.
I really like their passion about living forever. They are very positive and passionate people.
Okay, let me look at our list we have. So, so after this, I'm going to watch our interview with David Pierce that we did last weekend. Or yesterday, right? 2 days ago. And I'm gonna send you the titles to all the literature and stuff that we need to edit in. And can you start editing on that? You just have to include the pictures and stuff.
Editing on what now?
The David Pierce interview.
Oh yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll send you like a Word document, and like I'll organize it so I'll have like the times and where to put the citation or something, you know, or whatever edit. And of course you can include whatever you want to. But I'll give you like, you know, exactly where to put it and stuff. And so you just need to like input it, right?
Did you have a favorite part of our interview with David Pierce?
Yeah, man. I mean, the whole thing was a lot of fun, right? Like, so it was great talking to an intellectual who's as smart as him and who supports Life Extension. And I think for our first interview, I think we did really good at like flowing with each other, even though we're not next to each other. But I think it'd be a good idea to have like an app. I'll look at the app right now. But to have an app that like literally just has like 3 buttons or something, and it like you click it and like we're all connected, right? And so our color will be like maybe glowing or something, and then that'll let everyone know, the 3 of us know that like, oh, he wants to say something next, or
that'd be awesome.
Or like you press like 2 buttons, it's like, okay, I'm about to go on a tangent, or something.
Love that idea. For those who don't know who David Pierce is, you can expect this this interview coming up, and he is there he is, the guy on the screen right now. He's all about I like that he wants to engineer suffering, he hates suffering,
That's tight that you can include that right there.
Right.
That looks really good. So what else do we got? So I'll send that to you after we talk. Might be a good idea to whatever.
I like, my favorite part was I like when we talked about the simulation theory, and he gave his arguments, being skeptical of the simulation theory, which I think is something we need to be skeptical of. That was interesting. I want to hear Elon Musk. I want to hear Elon Musk's trying to rebuttal these arguments against the simulation theory.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a good job at like saying how unlikely it is instead of how likely it is, because most scientists think that discuss it think that it's like almost certain that that's what's happening, like statistically nearly impossible for us to not be in a simulation. And so it's refreshing to hear him make some arguments for why he thinks we're not in a simulation.
It's actually one of the best arguments I could think of, which is like, why would a simulator create a simulation with so much suffering, right? What's the point? It comes down to the problem of evil.
It could be some like rogue, like human level intelligence,
right?
That's like on a different planet, and they're just doing an experiment without much oversight.
Or it could be some criminal in his basement.
It'll be really difficult to get away from exponentially advancing, computing power. It'll probably be impossible to get away from that. And it's difficult to think that a super intelligence would do something like this, make a universe like this,
right?
Because this universe is like pretty evil, right? Like, we eat each other, and like there's like death and stuff. So and that's what's like not convincing about that's why I'm not convinced about the simulation theory, because I don't think we would hide ourselves from the entities that we make. I think we would tell them, like, look, this is what's happening. Like, I think we should make it illegal to actually make what are they called? NHPs or something, non-human players that are human level intelligence. I think that should be outlawed, because unless you allow them, you give them rights and stuff. Like Westworld is like an example of what we shouldn't do. But I mean, at the same time, if you can like objectively make some human looking robot that is like relatively intelligent and conscious, it's difficult to know if we're going to allow that. We will for a while, but I'm not sure if we're going to eventually outlaw that or not. We probably won't. I don't know. It's difficult.
Whenever people talk about eating each other, I always think of that quote from the Joker, You know that quote?
No.
I put it on the screen. He says, I love that part of the movie when he says, when the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. Remember that quote?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty true.
He's trying to show the sickness of humanity.
There's an apocalypse, and that's what happened. I mean, we kind of have to.
Right.
But, hopefully there's enough other animals to eat. But, yeah, that'd be difficult to eat another human.
I think he meant it metaphorically. That they'll metaphorically eat each other in just how they walk all over each other, for their own gain or whatever.
How many people lined up? Interviews based on... Okay, so we're also going to be talking to Dead Nation on Sunday before Jim Stroll. I'm probably just going to kind of wing that.
Mm-hmm.
We can I don't really want to make a list of questions because I'm having to do that for a bunch of other scientists right now, and so we could just make that kind of relaxed and just go hard with Alex. I mean, Alex is a serious talker.
He is a serious talker. He's the most serious talker of all of us, I think.
And so I have a green screen and stuff, and some studio lights. I was wondering if I could store some of that at your place.
A green screen?
Yeah.
Why do you need to store it at my place?
Because I don't have much room for it at my place.
How big is a green screen? Not very big.
It's as big as yours.
Mine is a small cloth. How could you not have room for a small cloth? It's like a piece of clothing.
No, it doesn't. It comes out into something hella big, right? It's just a bunch of stuff. It's not just the one thing, but it's as big as a big pillow, right?
I'll think about it. I would need room where to put it and everything. I don't know. I'll think about it.
All right, I should be able to find a place. I can just get storage. But and then
we have an audience question. S says, "What sort of questions do you plan on asking during these interviews?" Basic questions about life extension, living forever. I mostly focus on a lot of health stuff. I generally want to ask everyone things like, what are you doing for your longevity? What are you doing for your health? And I tend to like to bring in fear. I like to ask people what are their biggest fears and stuff, and things like that.
Yeah. So you can scare them later.
Yeah.
No, their biggest fear about dying.
That's
what we asked David last time.
Right, exactly.
We had so many questions.
I asked them if they want to eat peanut butter. If they eat peanut butter, I asked them if they love Tinkerbell. No, I want to ask them I don't want to put words in their mouth. I don't want them to say, yes, I love Tinkerbell. I just want to know what are their fictional characters that inspire them, And if they don't
I need to swallow this EGCG pill.
Mm-hmm.
But it you really need to swallow it with food because it I feel like it gets stuck in my throat because it's kind of sticky. It's kind of dry, sticky.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm gonna go for it because I don't have a snack with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be really gross if it gets stuck. But we have lists of questions that we make that we send to them.
Right.
Lists of questions and topics to kind of stay organized and be as prepared as possible. Because I mean, what we discuss is really broad and complex science, and so it's really helpful for us and hopefully the expert also. And that's what they've told us so far. It might just be being nice to us. But the questions and topics really depend on who we're talking to.
Yes.
Right? If we're talking to, Craig Venter, we're going to be talking about his company and how to analyze our, various biomarkers and interpret that and, gain more information and discoveries. Right?
Yeah. I'll just give you guys an example of one of the questions, just so you have an example of the type of questions. Here's one question I'll be asking to someone we're going to be interviewing. How can we persuade more religious people to drop the idea of the afterlife and instead choose to live forever physically? That's just an example of a religious-based question,
Yeah, and so I wrote that down because what we do, everyone, is that the way we prepare is, I mean, we've already all done quite a bit of research, Rowan and Transhumanity and I, and so we already have like a huge list of questions. Like we could just Skype at any time with these people, and we'd have a bunch of questions. But of course we prepare, right? And so I'll outline everything that we're gonna say and like how the talk will go. If you go on my my YouTube channel and look at my interview with Sergio Canavero, that's really similar to how we're going to be doing the interviews, but we'll probably change things here and there until we have like an actual setup, like a podcast setup, like a month from now. But we'll include citations and stuff, and that talk was actually with a neurosurgeon, Sergio Canavero. He's doing the first human head transplant. It's a pretty cool talk. But so we can give you, so we'll make the list of questions and stuff and outline, and then I'll email it to Transhumania and Rowan, and then they'll edit, here and there. They'll include stuff or exclude stuff, and then we'll keep.
So you got an interview lined up with the guy who did the first head transplant?
He's doing it this year, but he's supposed to be doing it in China, and we should talk to him like a couple months from now, and because there might have been like a bunch of, I can like email him and see what he says.
So you haven't got it lined up yet for sure?
What?
The interview with Sergio?
So I did the interview on my channel with Cyborg John, but
they call him, I think they're calling him Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah. And so that's who he is. And so he's doing the first human head transplant this year. And so we'll get an update like maybe 4 months from now and see if he's done it already, but he might have to wait until next year now, freaking again, because of the coronavirus. He's supposed to be doing the surgery in China, but since China kind of fell to their knees over this last month because of a virus,
right?
That might slow things down, or it might make things faster because they're gonna have more hospitals. They just had to cure the corona.
So he's a neurosurgeon.
Yeah, and he actually, he discusses methods that will fix spinal cords. Right, that are out there right now. There's actually
this is already a better alternative to cryonics. Imagine if, like, let's say you're on your deathbed or whatever, and then you have a body lined up that you've cloned for yourself, and then instead of freezing your head, you transplant your head onto your clone immediately.
Yeah, but bro, good luck first off finding a place to allow the science for cloning, right? Like maybe if you're like in the highest parts of the government that like are hidden, but no one's gonna allow, no government around here is gonna allow you to clone anyone.
Okay, well eventually we'll have some place to do. I mean, this guy is developing the research on how to do these head transplants. They're gonna come up with some way to do this.
Yeah, well, if that's first off, and then even if we do that, I mean your head will still age at the same rate that it has been, and aging when you get older increases exponentially, like the damage and stuff.
Wait, what if the body you're being transplanted onto is young and healthy? That will it'll reverse the aging of your head to some extent, I think.
Yeah, well, what that's called is like, it's called crossing or something like that, cross transplantation or heterokaryonic, I think. Like usually they do parabiosis, which is just surgically connecting an old and a young mouse's their cardiovascular system, like their blood vessels. They'll like stitch them together, and this will reverse some aspects of aging, but hasn't extended lifespan yet. So you honestly wouldn't even live longer, maybe, even if you did go on a young body. But I mean, first off, you have to be able to find where to get young bodies, and second, your brain's still going to age. And you're not going to live past 120. You'll be lucky to get up to 115 still. And you need the insurance, dude, the chronic insurance, in case you die. Like, if we're not going to find a method to defeat all of death for like another like 15, 20 years. And so, like Rowan and I right now, we do things that greatly increase our chances to live to 150, maybe even 200. we've been actively doing like self-experimenting with various things that are safe and stuff that we discuss in interviews, and we'll discuss on vlogs more in detail. But we could still get hit by a car. Self-driving cars haven't came out yet.
Okay, I want your opinion on this quote. All right, this quote right here. Bam. Elizabeth Holmes. She said, "The minute you have a backup plan, you've admitted you're not going to succeed." Have you, by signing up for cryonics, it's like kind of, do you think it might be like kind of this, that we've admitted that we're not going to live forever if you're already signing up for cryonics, like you're just preparing to fail?
Well, I think she was just trying to be like cute and like business savvy, like make some like business quote. She wasn't talking about cryonics, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm taking it out of context into a different realm.
Is she? I haven't really been keeping up with what's going on with her lately. Is she in jail yet?
I hope not. I love her. She's like, everyone is ganging up on her, and they made this documentary.
Well, they have
Out for Blood. It was like a big hit piece on her. It was a hit piece. It was propaganda. Like, she's totally awesome. Well, she did nothing wrong.
Elizabeth Holmes from Theranos, right?
Yeah, Elizabeth did nothing wrong. Hashtag, I love her.
I don't know, man.
I love her.
Pretty sure she did a lot of things wrong.
No, she didn't. What did she do wrong? Tell me one thing.
I haven't done like much research on it, but I mean, first off, she's lying to like investors and to her what's it called? Sorry, I'm trying to fix this right here. She's like lying to her the board of directors and stuff about how well her technology was going, and she's lying to the public, and she was actually giving out the product, and totally false advertisement. And I mean, they have all the quotes, and you can look at like I mean, there's even a video of her talking to like lawyers and stuff, the people or whatever, and that are like bringing up the quotes, and she's like, no, that's not true. And it's like, okay, well, like, fair, you're gonna get in trouble for that. And she might have like harmed a lot of people even, because a lot of people took her tests and got incorrect results, and they took actions based on those results that weren't true because it was faulty, because it wasn't ready to be taken out. But she took money and started pumping it out, the blood test or whatever that she was making.
I don't want to believe it. Yeah, she's my hero, man. I love her. She's trying to make it available to like all these tests. She's trying to make these tests available to to poor people and everything. Like, she's a hero.
Yeah. Well, that was the gimmick. That was the,
I don't know, man.
The business speech or whatever, the pitch, but she didn't follow through.
I don't know, man. We have to more research. I feel like we can't decide yet. We gotta figure it out.
So we haven't made questions yet for the Mormon Transhumanist Association. We're gonna talk to their CEO and like a few of the other, higher up people.
Mm-hmm.
And so we actually haven't even made the questions yet, and we're gonna talk to them.
Lincoln Cannon, right? Lincoln Cannon.
He'll probably be there. I forget what the CEO's name is. We can look it up. I'm talking to him right now, and he said that he can do the talk, and that he CC'd a bunch of the other members to see if they will be available on the 15th. And so I told him I'll make a list of questions and stuff that we'll send to him. So if anybody has any questions that they'd want to ask the Mormon Transhumanist Association, or Max Moore, or Jim Stroll, or
have you ever met Lincoln Cannon? He's like the most famous. He's the most famous Mormon transhumanist, right? Lincoln Cannon. Have you ever met him?
Yeah, one second. Yeah, I met him. So if you have any questions for like Nir Barzilai, or let me just get the list up. We have a whole list of people. But I mean, if you think of someone we should talk to, just like write it in the chat, and I'll make a note, and I can even like link your question to like your channel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
so you can get the credit. But yeah, if you have any questions, just let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
We can start with the Mormon Transhumanist Association. They're having a conference. They have an annual conference, and it's actually like a really cool conference. I went to it like 2 years ago, and
Aubrey de Grey spoke there one time.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Once or twice, maybe.
The people they have that go there, you know, you wouldn't. It kind of sounds weird to hear the words Mormon and transhumanism inside the same name, but they actually do a really good job. They do a really good job at getting awesome speakers and including people who go. You know, people who go there. You get to talk to all the people, all the scientists, and there's even a table where you can be included in the video, and blah blah blah. Right? And it's not that expensive. It's only like $20-something for a ticket, but we have press passes, so we're gonna get paid a little bit to like vlog, since we have a bunch of subs collectively with Transhumania and Eternal Life fans and we're gonna vlog the experience, but
it's gonna be radical.
So we're gonna talk to them though first over Skype, probably do like a 2 or 3 hour talk. And so if you have any questions, just write them in the chat.
You know who I think we should really interview?
Your mom.
I think we should interview Greta Thunberg. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, it'd be cool. I don't want to get yelled at, but for not fixing the climate yet.
Greta Thunberg, man. That's who we need to freaking interview.
She's pretty famous now. But yeah, go ahead and email her.
Yeah, let's interview her. I want to ask her if she wants to live forever. I think she would. I bet she would. Don't you think she would?
Yeah, hopefully.
I think she would. We still need to find our Greta Thunberg of transhumanism. Do you got any ideas? Does anyone in the chat have any ideas of who should be our Greta Thunberg to raise awareness for the transhumanist movement? I was thinking Grimes, but you were against that idea. Was that right?
I want to talk to Trevor something, dude.
I think Grimes would be our perfect.
Yeah, that'd be cool because you said she supports life extension.
She does. She absolutely does. Plus, she might be kind of a little autistic, like Greta Thunberg. We need someone that's. We need someone that's a little bit autistic.
No, dude.
What? Why not?
I said no. I mean, we can have whoever, but.
But if they're a little autistic, that'll make them more appealing. I don't think she's autistic. I'm just joking. I don't think she's autistic.
Dude, let's just hope Grimes convinces.
She's eccentric. That's what I mean. She's not autistic. Okay.
That's like a total difference. I mean, autism people can be very eccentric, but so where are we at? Oh yeah, we're making questions for the Mormon Transhuman Association. So, you know, we'll do an intro, blah blah blah, and you know, we should probably start off around the beginning, discussing the annual conferences. Who's Eliezer Yudkowsky? Is that that guy? He's like a philosopher or something.
Who?
Eliezer Yudkowsky.
Eliezer Yudkowsky? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We should focus on making questions for the next like 2 minutes. So
For who? I'll think of some questions.
for Mormon Transhuman Association.
Oh, okay. Eliezer is an American AI researcher. I want to ask the Mormon transhumanists. What I want to ask them is, I recognize this guy. I recognize this guy.
We'll get a list of their regimen, their life extension regimen, and then we can discuss ours. And then
Yeah,
I can
definitely.
I can bring up all the studies that I've gathered, all of my studies, because so I've gathered around 700 studies that have demonstrated life extension results in mice,
Right.
between 10% and 50%, and about 250 of them are different from each other. The rest are just replications that have significant or salient differences in like tests, on various biomarkers and stuff. And so I've actually organized it all on an Excel spreadsheet, and it's kind of similar to the website Human Aging Genomics Resources. But first off, I mean, even though they're well developed and they've been around for a while, they're missing almost every life extension study that exists, which is really odd, because like, what the hell, like, what are they doing?
Right.
It's like a big part of their website. Like, why don't they have somebody gathering those? Like, if they want somebody, I mean, I'll do that trick.
I want to know how the Mormon transhumanists, if they think there's a simulation theory. I want to know their particular take on the simulation hypothesis.
Okay, and then we can ask them if they have any connections with Mormonism.
Right. I would also be curious to know if they believe in, like, essentially, well, what is their definition of God? Like, I talk about the hypothetical God, because to me it's just a hypothesis. It's unknowable. Who is this hypothetical God? Is there such a thing? We don't even know. I would want to know their particular perspective on the hypothetical God. Do they think it's something certain? Do they think they know there's a God, for instance? Do they think they know there's or what happens in their perspective? What happens when people die? Do they think those people cease to exist? Do they think they're going to come back with quantum archaeology? How certain are they of these theories? I want to know if they fear death, or if they've given over their fear of death to some wishful thinking of the afterlife.
God is not afraid to peer through the microscope.
Oh, I recognize that quote. Not afraid to peer through the mic.
It's just to look.
Right. It's basically saying God and science can merge.
Yeah.
You can merge them.
Which I think a lot of Christians would be cool with, and it's just one more hypocrisy that they'll have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been pretty good at dealing with all of them for a while now, so. All right. So, any ideas? Anyone say anything about? There's only 6 people. All right. So. No way.
What?
Eliezer talks about living forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Definitely checking him out then.
Oh yeah.
Not many experts discuss extending maximum lifespan. They'll either obsess about health extension and aging.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Which is
what do you think about this coronavirus? What's your perspective? I was talking to Alex about it the other day. What's your perspective?
You're all going to die down
Greta Thunberg
here.
just appeared. What the heck is she? Oh, did you hear that? She just came into our... Greta Thunberg just came into our live chat. I swear. I freaking swear. You gotta check it out. Oh my gosh, whatever.
What do you mean? How do you know?
She was just there. I saw her. She was just there. Hey, Transhumania's here.
You're all going to die down here? Holy shit. Dude.
She came. I mean, she makes surprise appearances. She came to our live stream yesterday with Alex. She was right there.
Like, what are you talking about, dude?
She came. Now she came again. She's been watching us.
That makes no sense. Dude.
Greta
did you
Thunberg. I have a
picture?
theory. Greta Thunberg has been watching the Eternal Life fan club. She's probably a secret Eternal Life fan. I feel like there's a lot of celebrity people that are actually watching the Eternal Life fan club, and they're secret Eternal Life fan club members. They're not telling everyone because they don't want it to affect their career, but they watch this channel. They know about us. That's what my theory is.
What was I writing about? I was gonna write something, dude. I don't remember. Whatever. Hopefully it'll come at me later. So, that's great. He makes pretty good arguments. Oh yeah, Zeke, the guy.
Hey Alex, are you ready to come in? You can come if you want.
Alex is there?
Yeah, he's in the live chat now.
Lizer Yudkowski. It's a serious name.
Do you eat peanut butter? Bobby, do you eat peanut butter?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Okay, just checking. Just checking. Just making sure, man. It's
I need
important.
some water, dude. I'm gonna like freaking hide, or what's it called? I don't remember. Okay, so we gotta check out the Zyle dude and hopefully talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
So the other questions, let's just spend like another 60 seconds on the MTA questions. Okay, so people are allowed to just post pictures.
What do you
in the
mean?
Chat on the video.
Who says they're allowed to post pictures? What are you talking about?
Well, there's a picture of Greta and like random people.
They can't post anything.
So those are you?
Yes.
Why'd you say? Okay, never mind. So so let's discuss. I'll bring up like ask them what their life extension.
I wish they could post pictures. For the longest time, I thought YouTube
they can.
YouTube is retarded because they won't let people post pictures. No, they can't.
Yeah, dude, they do. They just have to pay, I think. Right?
I don't think anyone can post pictures. I don't even think if they pay, they can't post a freaking picture.
Okay.
That's how stupid YouTube is. I wish they could actually let people post pictures.
So we'll discuss. We'll ask them about their life extension regimen, and we'll discuss our own. And then I'll also bring up all those studies, the life extension studies in Hager. Okay, and yeah, that's good so far. He says simulation theory, and then we'll ask him any connections with Mormonism.
Right. I have a question for you, though. I know you're inspired by Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Is there any fictional characters that you're inspired by? As far as to inspire philosophy, or is it what if you had to name like a fictional character from any movie or anything like that? A transhumanist fictional character?
No.
Nothing? Okay.
I really like the movie Gattaca. It's like one of my favorite movies.
Gattaca. I think I recognize that for sure. Gattaca.
And there aren't that many immortalists in movies yet, so it's gonna be fun to see, that Hollywood and stuff really capitalize on immortalism once it becomes mainstream, and then it'll probably be really odd to make a movie where people aren't immortalists, or it'll probably still be a thing, but it'll just give us a lot of anxiety. And then psychologists will make a lot of money.
Gattaca. Interesting. I'm looking at the poster of it right now. I never even watched this movie.
Yeah, it's really good. It's about like genetic editing and like superhumans, which aren't like too super. I mean, they do a poor job at depicting what a superhuman genetically modified is gonna look like, and what that will entail. But it's the best, Hollywood sort of attempt, I think.
Cool.
So what other questions can you think of?
For the Mormons?
Yeah.
Let's see. I gotta think.
So I put, we're going to discuss the annual conference kind of in the beginning, and then and like the history of that and quick history.
Oh my gosh, Alex is saying that Elizabeth Holmes is a sociopath.
Yeah, Alex knows, dude.
No, Alex, no. No.
You know, we read
Elizabeth
stuff.
Holmes is she's like a modern Schindler. She's the female version of Schindler. She's a beautiful soul. She's not a sociopath at all.
You're probably the only person that says that.
Alex is totally wrong here. I'm a very good judgy character. When I see Elizabeth Holmes, I just see a good person. 100% good person.
So, so dude, another idea I had was, here, let me write that down. Actually, we'll talk about that. So, any other questions you can think of? We keep getting sidetracked. You said fear of death, criticisms from Mormons
All right.
versus others.
I want to know their political beliefs. Are they Trump fans? Or should we leave politics out of it?
Yeah, probably this time, because
Probably
we're
just
not
leave
like
politics out of it.
we're not really big enough until we can start like being too controversial.
Mhm.
So it's probably a good idea to wait until like we have a solid base
Right.
to start getting edgy.
Yeah. I agree with that. I 100% agree with
it's not,
that.
It's not like discussing politics I'm cool with, but I'm talking about like, for example, you know, with like David Sinclair, you know, I really want to like tell him how dumb the NAD plus research is and like sirtuins,
Mhm.
how there's so many more robust life extension like routes that have been, you know, emerging.
Mhm.
But you know, he's just been going around obsessing over that, which is you know, really sad and in poor taste.
Right.
It's kind of embarrassing. But so you know, the first time we talked to him, I'm not gonna say that, you know. I'm gonna discuss, you know, his research and stuff.
Mhm.
But you know, our second talk, you know, maybe he'll come to our event on August 8th, and hopefully that'll happen. And then, you know, or during our second talk, we'll be a lot bigger, and then I won't care as much about, you know, kind of digging into him.
Right. Well,
But-
I want to talk to David Sinclair about his deathist quote, basically saying we're all gonna die. I'm not even joking. I told you about that, right? Did I tell you
Yeah,
about
but
that?
hold on. So can you think of anything else with the Mormon Transhuman Association?
Yeah, I won't get up in his face about that quote. Probably shouldn't even mention it, huh?
No, I will.
Okay.
We'll just ask him to elaborate,
Okay.
and then if we elaborate in a deathist way, then we'll bring it up. And be like, no, you're wrong.
Right. We gotta challenge these people, right? If they become deathists.
Okay, I think I lubricated it enough with the coffee. Oh fuck. Here, hold on. Let me check on something real quick.
Okay, you guys want to know what David Sinclair said? You guys ready for this? This is what he said. This is what I'm pissed off about, okay? So David Sinclair said, anyone who claims to have figured this out is pretending. Conscious mortality is a burden all of us must bear. Truth is, we are in this together and no one gets out alive. With our time allotted, let's all strive to help humanity be the best it can be. So he's basically saying no one gets out alive. I interpret that as saying no one gets to live forever. He's saying we have an allotted time and we're all gonna die. So let's just, whatever, you know? It's a deathist. I think this is totally deathist. Just saying. Gotta challenge him.
Okay, so all right, I guess we'll just think of more questions later.
You guys in the chat, was that quote by David Sinclair Deathist or not? I believe it was. Freaking my gosh.
Okay. So I'll save that for later, and we'll talk more about.
Okay. Do you want to get a
Questions and
little
stuff.
political right now? Check this out. I want to show you guys this.
Not really.
Did you see what you got to see the thing that Trump tweeted out? Did you see what he tweeted out?
What is it?
Okay. Trump tweeted out this video. I'm going to play it right now.
You're gonna play it on the live stream?
Yeah, I'm playing it right now.
Okay. He's so funny.
Trump forever. Trump freaking wants to live forever. He's planning on living forever. I believe so. He wants to be. I think Trump.
I connected my headphones to my phone, and when he said Trump forever, it just said it. He said it hell loud in his library. I hope people were looking at me.
I seriously think. Do you think Trump might be planning on living forever? Because you told me, Bobby, you told me that when you interviewed Dr. Andrews. Is that that's his name, right? Dr. Andrews?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you said that Trump was soliciting Dr. Andrews for information about living forever, is that right? Like information like how to live forever, or was going to be interested in some business opportunity?
He actively looks for investors to help him translate telomerase and other combinations of promising life extension treatments into humans. He actively looks for, donors and investors.
Wow.
And
See?
so, when you get, to the level of like Dr. Bill Andrews, you sort of like eventually talk to everyone who's at least worth talking to. So, he's talked to like a bunch of people, right? And one of those people was Donald Trump before he was president. And so Trump said that he would give him some money, but is based on like a really bad investment approach. And so Bill said that he's not going to do that.
Right.
But Trump did say that he wants to live forever.
Heck yeah. Well, you heard it, you guys. And you heard it right here from Bobby. Trump said he wants to live forever. This is the truth. So Trump is an Eternal Life fan.
Yeah. I don't see why Bill Andrews would lie about that, so I'm sure it's true.
It's true.
I was just talking to him, like, randomly, and we brought it up. But yeah, Billy boy. Bill's cool. I just wish he would have more clinical trials with his TA65 and TA808 to extend telomeres and reverse aging and extend lifespan, because it's capable of doing that. It's likely capable of doing that. It extended mice lifespan, I think, like by like 15% with the TA65 or something, and then they've extended mice lifespan with HTERT, which is a subunit of telomerase, just by injecting with a delivery of AAV9, I believe. So, and that extended mice lifespan, I think, over 20%, like 24%, and that was done all the way back in 2012. So they're taking forever.
Wow.
To get that into humans. While Elizabeth Blackburn goes around with her Nobel Prize telling everyone that telomerase will cause nasty cancers because she's annoying.
All right.
I was going to put this away, the MTA. And then, because did nobody think of any questions in the chat? We only have like 5 people, right?
Right.
So this is what else I wanted to bring up to you, Rowan. I was going to talk to Alex about it too, and Brent and others. So you know how we're going to have like a bunch of different YouTube channels?
Yes.
And we were having trouble figuring out how to include your channel.
Yes.
So one idea is the way to include your channel is to just live stream on your channel like a lot, like every day, while we work.
Like my stream could be I don't know if I want that to be like just while we're working. I mean, my live streams have to be entertaining,
Bro,
otherwise they might get too boring.
That's what we're doing right now, right?
Yes.
We're just going over questions to ask the Mormon Transhumanist Association. Like, that's what I'm talking about. And then we can get the live chat to give their questions and include them. And like, dude, wouldn't it be cool to vlog our development? You know, to vlog how eventually we'll have our own like podcast room, and it's all gonna be set up. And you know, we'll be showing like some emails to like experts and stuff. And like dude, I have a lot of like really cool stuff I could show people. Like we can show them like while I'm doing research on these different life extension treatments, you know, we could be freaking playing Storytime, dude, and like be reading the literature, and
right,
and can you know, get people's feedback. You know, maybe they see something inside the study that we didn't see because they're smarter than us or something. You know.
Yeah.
So
that's possible. I wonder though if we could live stream if it should be more formatted like actual shows or that are entertaining, because if it just becomes if my channel gets flooded with these long live streams that are like mundane and boring, it could like ruin my whole channel.
Okay. Well, we can use one of the other channels because we have like a bunch of other channels too. Because like Alex has that one where it's like 2,000 subs, and then he has another one that has a bunch. So we can do that, and dude, that'd just be a good way to like get our base up while we prepare. And dude, like no one else is doing that. You know, no one else is live streaming like cool stuff that they're developing. You know, they usually just work on stuff and then they get on camera every once in a while. You know, and they discuss updates and stuff. Yeah. But it'd be cool to like, you know, in real time, you know, check out the research, because like I want to see scientists, you know, doing research. Like, how do they do it? What's their routine and stuff?
Heck yeah.
And so we can have scientists like jumping on, you know, randomly, you know, or just random people, immortalists who want to discuss how important it is. And while they're talking, we'll just mute, you know, like I was doing before, and just work on stuff, and then we can bring that up to them, what we're working on. Right. That could be cool. They can give us, you know, advice. We can get networking. I mean, it's a pretty solid thing. And if it's a way to comprehend the SEO algorithms on YouTube, because you know how like a bunch of them are hidden. And so one way to figure out how to ideally post is to, you know, experiment with different rates of posting and stuff. And I feel like no one's ever tested the algorithm against live streaming a lot on YouTube. Right. Like a lot. Like I honestly eventually want to get to a point where I'm like literally just live streaming constantly. And like maybe use that what Mojo, the company, is making. Maybe like put on those contact lenses that are augmented reality. And I'm not sure if they connected the internet to it, but you know, eventually something like that's going to come out over the next couple of years. And just like and just live stream everything. Dude. That'd be awesome. I mean, heck yeah. And then, you know, if you want to transfer, like I want to try to like keep the live stream on like forever. Oh heck yeah. So like you could be on the street, you're connected to the internet with your augmented glasses and talking to people, and that's all being live streamed constantly, dude. And then you know they can see us develop our companies and stuff over the next few years. And I just feel like it's a win-win. I feel like no one's ever done that. And it'd just be fun. It'd be kind of fun. It would always be something you'd want to be as prepared as possible for. Heck yeah. You don't like pick your nose on live stream and stuff, you know? Right. No, I'm just kidding. But and then like if you had to do something like personal, or like something that's like under an NDA, or like you're having sex or something, you could just transfer the live stream to like your webcam or something, and like point the webcam at something else, or give the live stream to like you know, and you take over for like, you know, 5 minutes while I go have sex. Oh my gosh. For like 2 hours. You better be having sex with your eternal love. I hope you wouldn't just be having sex with random girls.
You're into eternal monogamy, aren't you?
Both like serial monogamy and eternal monogamy.
Serial monogamy does not sound like monogamy.
Yeah, no, that's an actual term that it's essentially like, you know, you go from like girlfriend to girlfriend. Like, you know, you have a girlfriend for like a year and then you break up and then you get a different girlfriend.
Then you get a bunch of STDs though.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just be careful.
And then you'd have all that emotional baggage when you become attached. You become attached to each girlfriend, then you'd feel sad and heartbroken when that relationship ends, and you have to start another one. Isn't that sad?
No.
It's not sad to keep on breaking up with a girl and finding a new girl. That's sad.
Well, if you did it for like 100,000 years, it'd be kind of sad after a while. But I don't know. People like variety also. I doubt there's gonna be a lot of people who don't get married that want to live forever.
But check this out. So let's say you find eternal love. You find one person. This is what I think the ideal scenario is. So you find one girl and you be with her forever. And then, if you want a variety, you guys can hook up to a VR simulation and just change the way each other look in a VR simulation. But it's the same person physically, but they just look different because you're just attached to a VR headset.
Yeah. Hey, let me write down that we're gonna make. It's a video idea. Discuss monogamy in the future. Life extension monogamy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have it. Hold on, I'm getting like a bunch of ideas about it.
All right, someone in the chat is asking, where is my gay roommate? First of all, look, I'm not a big fan of my roommate either, but we can't slander him. He's not gay.
That's not slandering. Oh, well, I guess they're using it in a derogatory.
Yeah, they're saying he's gay. My roommate never said he's gay. He did get AIDS. My roommate did get AIDS, but that was from actually having sex with a sex bot. That wasn't from doing gay activities. My roommate had sex with a sex bot at a sex brothel, and he got AIDS that way. He's not gay.
I can imagine like Hollywood, you know, media outlets like that. Like, what the fuck their name? What's that really popular? Like Hollywood media people who like keep up with famous people.
Huh? What?
I think they're the ones that released the first information about Kobe Bryant and his death.
Who?
TMZ.
Oh, TMZ.
You know,
what about them?
You know how there's like, you know, people talk about relationships between famous people.
Yeah.
There should be like Belle Delphine or something like that, Denora Delphine, and like a few other immortalists have just came out with an article, like
Wait, Belle Delphine, isn't that the girl who sold her bathwater for a lot of money?
Yeah, no, Belle Delphine. It's Denora Delphine.
You're talking about the girl who sold her bathwater.
Dude. It's Denora from the Transhumanist Party.
Oh, okay.
Okay, dude. So she, her and like a few others have just began publishing on a new, you know, like media sort of outlet. Like they're selling magazines and stuff. It's titled I Am Immortalist. You should Google that and put it on the live chat.
Okay. Do you think Belle Delphine is an Eternal Life fan? She's using all this money by selling her bathwater. She's using it for life extension treatments. She could be. She could be. She might be a secret Eternal Life fan.
There's probably going to be like a mass polygamy event among immortalists.
Belle Delphine might have to be our Greta Thunberg for transhumanism. we gotta interview her and find out if she's an Eternal Life fan.
You're so funny.
She might be. I'm not even joking you. She could be.
Okay, so that's a video idea right there.
All right, what was the thing you want me to Google?
Type in I am, like the letter I and M next to each other, and then space, Immortalist magazine.
Hey, I'm busy right this moment, but do you need me for something? Oh, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, no problem. I'm good.
So I have like, so far I have like 84 scripts written. Most of them are like rough drafts, but the general outline is made, and about like 15 of them are well researched, which is pretty solid. Like it took a while, and so we need to start pumping these out.
Okay. What's the next one we're going to work on then?
So the first one is going to be signing up to Cryonics. We're going to sign ourselves up to Cryonics, which, I mean, you don't really have a choice personally.
I don't have a choice.
Have to.
We're forcing me.
Dude, first off,
we have to have you, me, and Alex. We have to have a big stream talking, and where you guys are trying to convince me to sign up for Cryonics, and I will give all my rebuttals.
This is all you have to know. I will literally pay for you.
I've already said on record that even if someone offered to pay for my Cryonics, I wouldn't do it. Because here's why. Here's why. I'm gonna create something better than Cryonics. So if I have to put my money where my mouth is. If I sign up for Cryonics, people would think that I'm not serious.
Dude, okay, so
I'm not joking. I'm gonna make something better than Cryonics.
There's a few things you can say about that. First off, this isn't some weird like ego like competition. So whoever thinks like you have to do and or, like screw them, right? Like why don't you just do both? Why don't you just sign up and make something better? Cannibalize your first business approach like a morally superior person would do, and then work on the better approach, or provide both, right? I mean, why don't you just make Cryonics like a separate room storing people in liquid nitrogen? Because it's not difficult. It doesn't require electricity, and all you have to do is have the material and refill every day with liquid nitrogen. So
but what if that freezing process would stop my body from doing its own thing? What if there's a natural thing in nature that could potentially happen to my body where it's like something sprouts out of me and I start living forever? Like the Mr. Peanut. It happened to Mr. Peanut. Did you see what happened to Mr. Peanut?
No.
Okay, I'll show you.
So naturally, our bodies are dying right now. Like we may have died already multiple times, you and I, because of that whole recycling the atoms deal. And so it actually might be better to cryopreserve yourself. That actually might increase your chances of truly living forever, because then you wouldn't have, you're freezing the actual atoms, right? The same atoms that you were when you're frozen,
right,
will be revived.
Except for all the damage that happens to your brain.
So the thing with the damage is what you want to do is there will be a lot of damage, and first off, it's the only choice, right? We have. It's the only thing. So you might as well do it.
Well,
if it's less than $20.
What happened to Mr. Peanut? Something else. Let's check what happened to Mr. Peanut.
If it's less than $20, you might as well freaking do it, right? Second off, so there will be a lot of damage that occurs from the freezing process. But not only is there compelling research in the direction that there won't be too much damage already that exists, but what you want to do is you want to store as much data about yourself as possible. Store all of your social media, your diaries, your Snapdome, your genome, sequence your genome, store all that data somewhere safe, so that they can use that. Even get like your freaking microbiome, right? Your microbiome likely plays a large part in your consciousness, in the development of your consciousness, for a number of reasons. So you want to get a whole body preservation, not just your head. But so you want to get the data, and ideally you want to get data that is on a continuous stream, kind of like a live stream, right? You want to continually be analyzing and gathering data about your health,
right?
Various biomarkers, and that's the ideal scenario. But right now nobody does that really. There's wearables and stuff, but nothing very impressive. Human Longevity Corporation is probably one of the most impressive, people who are analyzing your health, and so you want to gather that, put that in a safe spot, so that the future can use that information to help revive your specific personality, your specific, and hopefully that can fix the damage, right? If you literally have your synaptome, well, freaking A, dude, there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna show you this guy who literally spent his whole life researching cryoprotectants and how to freeze the brain and everything, and trying to do the least amount of damage to it. And he literally was convinced that the damage done by freezing is completely irreparable. We'll show you that, but first I want to show you what happened to Mr. Peanut. Okay.
What's his name?
I'll get to it, but first I'm going to show you what happened to Mr. Peanut. Now, Mr. Peanut never got cryopreserved, but it worked out for him. Okay. He came back to life. Let's figure this out.
Mr. Peanut, he spent his life bringing people together. I know he'd be happy that we are all together now.
Alex Gibson. Yeah. Oh, you got coronavirus.
What is happening?
Flu tabs and
You watching this?
No, it's not playing on mine.
It's not playing on yours?
Just kidding.
Yeah, the Trump thing is still up.
Oh, really?
My monocle.
It says every 40 years. He's so funny, dude. Yeah, get that off the screen, dude. People don't like Trump.
Okay, are you watching it now, the Mr. Peanut commercial?
I think the Trump thing is still up on mine. Let me see.
Oh, the Trump thing is still up?
Oh, okay. I'm watching it. Okay, so what happened? He's fast forwarded.
So, did you see that? Did you see what happened to Mr. Peanut?
No. Can you just tell me?
Okay, so he, a new peanut baby sprouted out of him. Out of his body.
Okay, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Are we sure? 100%.
I think Adventure Time, or whatever, did something like that with a scientist. All right, Brent just texted me.
All right, people are saying they're Alex Gibson. Hey, long time no see. How you doing?
Who is Alex?
He is a fellow Trump supporter. We both love Trump.
How do you know Alex?
I interviewed him one time on my channel.
Who said? Who thinks? What do you mean about this fictional evidence?
What fictional evidence? Oh, I don't know. They're talking about
Some person.
someone's asking about Belle Delphine and saying that not a really good chance she's an Eternal Life fan. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. I think, well, yeah.
Wait, so who's the Chronix dude? And dude, didn't you say that you you talked to like Alex Jones or something?
I went to Alex Jones's studio. I did not talk to Alex Jones because he was not there.
Did you talk on the channel though?
No, I didn't.
I feel like I'm talking kind of loud in this library.
But I went to his studio.
I know there aren't that many people in the chat, but which is too bad. You guys should ask questions and stuff so we can include you more. But I'm gonna start talking about like the things I'm working on right now more. But one thing I wanted to share was we're thinking about making beer, Rowan and I, because so yeast are a very popular modeled organism in science, and especially in life extension research. We've extended yeast lifespan by like a lot. And so we're thinking feed yeast, like combinations of these life extension treatments, and then make beer from them. And then also add in life extension treatments inside the beer and provide like citations and stuff on like, you know, the back and then sell that on our channels.
I'm into the beer idea for sure.
So if anybody wants to like help us with that, I mean, beer's not that difficult to make, but you know, that if anybody wants to like help us out with that, we have like a bunch of projects going on. So
you know,
it'd be nice to see.
I've often thought beer is. I drink non-alcoholic beer myself, and it's associated with longevity. It's associated with good luck.
No.
What?
What are you talking about? You said non-alcoholic beer is associated with longevity.
Absolutely.
Like it's extended a model organism's lifespan.
Oh, I'm not sure about exact studies, but there's substances. Wasn't I telling you about xanthohumol in beer?
Oh, yeah, and hops.
Yeah, and
It
hops.
extended, I think, flies lifespan, but I didn't check for any other.
So beer is high in silica as well, which is great for longevity. It'll detox the brain from aluminum. So aluminum is causing Alzheimer's disease. Silica in beer is one of the highest sources of naturally occurring silica, and it will help detoxify the brain from aluminum, which can help prevent Alzheimer's disease. But it's interesting in the legends and lore. It's like you have the leprechauns, and they're always drinking beer, and it's associated with good luck. You know, the four-leaf clover, the leprechaun.
Eternal hops fan.
Right. It's
Alex.
the golden pot at the end of the rainbow. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying, Bobby? Do you understand how important this is? I love the beer idea.
Just Google life extension yeast or yeast lifespan extended.
Yeast lifespan extended?
Okay, no. Look up this. I'll give you something to look up. Hold on. Look up royal jelly. Royal jelly extends mice lifespan.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a little distracting to be on live stream while trying to work. But I feel like I can do that. I feel like it's like more motivating.
Right. It motivates.
Hey, Alex Gibson. Who are you, dude?
Wow. Check this out. It's a picture of a bee eating the royal jelly.
Put up the article though.
Okay, what's it called?
Just type in royal jelly extends mice lifespan. I don't have the specific title yet. I'll have it soon. So
I looked for it. Can you send me the exact link and I'll put it up? Send me the exact link in the chat and I'll put it up.
2003.
Can you just send me the exact link? I looked for it. I couldn't find it.
Type in 2003 and see if that gets it. I'm pulling it up right now.
Just send me the exact link. I don't want to find it.
You bastard.
Send me the exact link.
Alright, hold on. God damn it. I can't pull too much stuff up on this laptop because it's super poopy. So like just think about how tasty that just sounds in general.
Royal jelly?
You have like fucking 6 grams or something. Milligrams, I mean. I don't know how much. We'd obviously do a lot of research. But imagine like knowing that the yeast had their lifespan extended by a combination of life extension treatments, and then on top of it we added a large amount of royal jelly inside of it, or quercetin, or EGCG, or we have like a solid list of like 10 different things that are safe right now. Freaking put in stem cells even. I'm just kidding. So
yeah.
Type in royal jelly prolongs the lifespan of C3H/HEJ mice, correlation with reduced DNA damage.
It's so hard to type in. Send me the link, please.
Royal jelly.
Send me the link in Messenger. I will put in.
I'm just gonna post it on the live stream.
No.
It might block you from posting it though, but you could try.
Why would it block me?
Because YouTube is stupid like that. They block links.
I'm not carrying you.
YouTube live chat blocks links.
It's not gonna be a link. It's gonna be a title.
Oh, okay. Sure. That works.
Don't go picking up books.
Where's the freaking live chat? There it is.
Someone says degenerates are ruining America.
How about we talk about life extension? Whoever said that.
Yes. More important, life extension.
you have an opportunity to ask experts questions. We're not the experts, but we're going to be talking to experts.
Yes, good idea.
We will be experts soon.
Help us brainstorm questions that we should ask the experts. I want to ask them, like, if we actually find someone who is a real expert on like longevity and health, I want to ask them the dangers of like radiation, 5G. I heard 5G towers are extremely dangerous. Have you heard about this, Bobby?
Yeah. So I just posted the title of the paper. It's from 2003. The royal jelly extending mice lifespan by over 20%, almost 30 is average lifespan also. And 5G, I don't think there's very much compelling evidence yet. I think I just heard about something recently, but we just need to test like everything on life extension, because to get a better understanding, because that's, you know, an excellent approach to research.
Okay, I have the article here. It says royal jelly prolongs the lifespan of C3H correlation with reduced DNA damage.
Did you pull it up on the live stream?
Yeah.
see
Very,
it.
very freaking cool. Good
don't
job.
see it.
Good job for finding this.
So we're trying to think of some names for the beer. If you guys think of any, let us know. But like, you know, we could just call the beers Royal Jelly and then have like, you know, an extra little name under it. Or we're thinking of calling it, you know, Life Extension Beer
Go get your book now.
or Immortalist Beer.
Brianna,
I don't know.
You know what we need to do?
on the book. Go get a book.
Figure out how to like
Come on, this way. We're going to the kids'
create
side.
royal jelly much cheaper, because right now the prices is exuberant prices for royal jelly.
It's not that expensive.
Maybe with technology we can find some way to like instead of lab grown meat, what if we did lab grown royal jelly and we could just produce it en masse? Plus the
Not even-
vegans are gonna hate that it's like exploiting the bees. They're gonna
I
hate
mean,
that.
It's not expensive, dude. It's like $13.
$13
Uh-oh.
for how much though? Probably not much.
40. It doesn't look too expensive.
Really?
All right. Well, our beers, it's okay if our beers are a little expensive. We'll eventually, like over the next few months, we'll have like a bunch of followers that are like, you know, really passionate about being followers, right? Because this is like the most important, you know, what's it called? You know, subject. So I think it'd be pretty easy to sell this kind of stuff. And of course, you know, we'll try to reduce the price as much as possible.
All right.
But at the same time, you know, the more people support us, the increase in likelihood that they'll have of them defeating their own death. And so we always have that pitch, which will be helpful in like our business adventures. So yeah, there's like, you know, there's EGCG, which is like, you know, that's in tea. It's a green tea extract. Imagine a beer mixed with green tea. That just sounds kind of sexy. And then it'll help you live longer.
I love it.
You can do N-acetylcysteine, 17-alpha estradiol, activated charcoal, bro. Imagine a beer with activated charcoal.
Heck yeah.
It's all robustly extended mice lifespan in other modeled organisms.
Do you take NAC? You know, I take that all the time for my immune system.
Now, I don't think the research is promising enough.
Really?
We can put what else can we put in it? Quercetin, alpha ketoglutarate, Louis de Huang, some sort of like thing, berberine. I mean,
Ooh,
dude,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, first off, that just sounds so good. Like, imagine instead of drinking some fucking annoying ass beer, you can drink a beer that actually helps you live longer.
Heck yeah.
I don't know. That just sounds cool. So if anybody has any input about that,
Dude,
Yeah.
you know what?
talk to us. If you want to help make it, you know, if you steal our idea, fuck you.
Dude,
But go
dude,
ahead.
I got the perfect spokesperson for our beer. Obviously, Aubrey de Grey would be our first choice.
Alex, you should jump in on this live stream.
Okay.
Alex Gibson.
Aubrey de Grey would be our first choice. Correct, right? For our spokesperson? right? You agree, right?
Do you still believe in space and the globe?
Okay, but check this out. If Aubrey de Grey turns us down for us being the spokesperson of the beer, we can have Post Malone. He's promoting this swaggy, stupid beer right now, Bud Light.
It's still something Post would do too. He would totally like be cool with advertising our beer.
He could switch over to our beer, our longevity beer, because you know he's a ultra survivalist, right?
Yeah.
He wears bulletproof vests. He has bulletproof vests in his music videos. He literally bought an underground bunker in, guess where? Utah, where the transhumanist Mormons are.
Okay.
He's freaking on our side. I bet he wants to live. I bet he wants to live forever. Totally could.
Okay, so I'm gonna write that down. What you just said. He's somebody we can ask to advertise our stuff. Him and Aubrey, of course. Aubrey was probably more likely.
Look at this. He freaking has a bulletproof vest. What kind of Eternal Life fan would do this?
You know Aubrey would be so up to do this.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a pretty solid idea, dude. And it literally might help you live longer.
Totally would.
We can do so many things like that, you know. We can make so many interesting things to sell like that, you know.
Mm-hmm. I could totally picture Aubrey de Grey drinking our beer.
Hopefully Alex will finish with our you know, from Transhumania, that he'll finish the brand soon. So I would get on, what chat are you using? Okay, so Alex Gibson just said that he's down to live stream with us, so can you have him jump in?
Let's try it. I'm gonna try a thing to get him on. Let me try this out. I don't know how to do this. We can just add him in. I need your Skype information. Alex, can you message me your Skype information on Messenger?
Or Gmail.
Or Gmail. Are you connected to me? In any or Twitter? Oh, we're connected on Twitter. Message me your Skype information on Twitter and I'll invite you in, okay, Alex?
We should start making a list of people to live stream with that we can always just call up and they can jump in, like once we start live streaming on like a daily basis,
right?
Which should be soon. We should start. You know, we'll just have like a whole list of people who are like, you know, cool people to talk to, jump in, and then, you know, kick them out whenever we want. And
right.
Just kidding. So I'll add Alex's name to the list if he's cool with that. I can do code names. Okay, so Alex, I think, is gonna get on.
All right, I need your Skype information, Alex. Message, Twitter it to me.
Alex says he's doing hella coke.
What? Coke?
Yeah, like cocaine.
Oh my gosh.
Have you heard that one song? It's like a techno song. It's like, do cocaine. Dun, 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 dun. It's so funny. Okay, so we would have to make the brand on the beer like so cool looking. It would probably be the Grim Reaper being killed. It would probably just be our brand, honestly. But we should make it like really sexy looking. And I mean, dude, we might actually disrupt like the beer industry with that, you know?
Heck yeah.
Pretty sweet. It's a solid ass idea, dude. Like, you know, most people are doing like what you're doing. Like people who are in the aging field, they'll just, you know, they'll make a diet or sell supplements and just kind of like talk about aging, but they're not allowed to like directly say this is for aging yet, because it hasn't been FDA approved. Dude,
if the beer goes well, I already got an idea for our second product we could launch.
Dude, we can launch both at the same time.
Okay. Okay, you know absinthe? Have you heard of absinthe?
Yeah, dude.
What if we did a longevity absence?
No, dude.
Why not?
Because absence is hella strong.
No, obviously it wouldn't have the chemicals. It would be non-alcoholic. It'd be like a non-alcoholic absence.
Then there'd be no point. Because the only reason why people do absence is because they want to hallucinate and shit. Oh, you want to mix like hallucinogens with life extension?
Like nootropics and things like that, and natural ones.
Oh, but absence has hallucinogens in it.
Because you know what the spokesperson for absence is? The Green Fairy.
That's the only reason why.
We could do like a contract with Disney and have Tinkerbell be our spokesperson. No, not Tinkerbell. She's too pure. We can't corrupt her with that. We have our own fairy. I don't want to ruin Tinkerbell. You know, I don't want to get children into this weird bullcrap with drugs.
Alex said that he's getting his camera. So if anybody else wants to live stream with us, just email us your information and we'll jump you in one at a time. Or we can do debates, like whatever, you know.
Okay, he said he's getting his cam ready.
Okay, so did you ever pull up the Royal Jelly study?
Yeah, I did. I put it on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah, that was freaking awesome. Have you noticed any benefits from Royal Jelly, Bobby?
I have not started doing it yet. I'm gonna buy some, I think, tomorrow.
Okay. Have you done bee pollen? I love bee pollen myself.
No.
Bee pollen is also another very, very, very healthy bee product.
So far, I do EGCG, nicotinamide riboside, and some vitamin E because I'm inside all day. Nice. And it's extended my lifespan.
Vitamin D, you said?
E.
Oh, vitamin E.
Wait, no, vitamin D. Yeah, vitamin D, sorry.
That's what bee pollen looks like. It's on the screen. That is what I take. It is filled with B vitamins. So it's a natural B vitamin supplement. Filled with minerals, filled with antioxidants. It's awesome. Protein, really digestible protein. So it's like a meat substitute as far as protein. It's good.
Because, dude, look, wouldn't it be cool to be live streaming a lot and people get to see, like, get direct insight into us developing? Because, like, you know, we have a pretty solid plan to become the first transhumanist vloggers, which is a really cool level of success. And we also have goals in creating our own, like, biotech companies and stuff down the line. So, like, I just feel like it'd be so cool to actually show that, like as much as possible. Instead of, like, you know, just on the live stream. And of course we'd be doing videos and stuff, and then we could live stream us creating the videos, like the various vlogs that we make in the interview. We can do behind the scenes, like show emails and stuff. Like, we won't show like too much personal information, but, like, you know, if we get emailed by some, like, you know, emails with, like, there's like emails I've done with, like, Deathist that are really funny to read.
A lot of the comment threads on the Eternal Life Fan Club Facebook page are pretty fun to read.
So yeah, dude. And then it's fine if we have some, like, dead air, you know, every now and then. Like, you know, maybe, like, we'll tell people, okay, go read this study, and then while we work on this, you know, read these, like, 3 studies that are really interesting, you know, like Dr. George Church combining 3 different genetic edits, gene therapies, to mice, and he reversed their aging on a number of different broad, you know, health, you know, aspects that they measured inside the study. He didn't test for life extension, but, you know, we can bring that up. And you want to put that on the live stream?
Yeah. What?
Type in Dr. George Church, like, life extension genes, and there'll be a 2019 study from either PubMed or Nature, I believe, or there's JAMA, I forget, some journal.
George Church is creating therapies for dogs. That's a whole nother thing. People have to realize that their dogs can also live forever. This is not, you know, this is about humans and animals.
So Dr. George Church is combining, so far he's done 3. and he's combining over 40. He's done 3 on mice. He's combining over 40 in dogs that he has chosen from different studies done in all the different model organisms and even in humans. And so he's gonna combine those over 40, which he didn't have the list that I have. So I'm hoping, I sent it to him, and I'm hoping he'll use some of the genes that I have listed because they're extremely promising.
You know who'd be an interesting person to interview as well? The guy behind the Life Extension Advocacy Foundation. Yeah, this guy. Keith Kamato. He's contacted me a few times on the Eternal Life fan club, but I never got the time to actually interview him and like actually sit down face to face with him. He seems like a really cool guy. Like he's on our level.
Is that the guy who writes articles? Okay, so
yeah, he's the guy behind the lifespan.io. He does a lot of cool projects.
So I'm gonna write.
I want to interview him.
I'm gonna write the title of this paper that you should look up.
Okay.
Combination, but I gotta start focusing. Okay, I'll write that guy's name down in a second. So I'll contact him. I was so high the other day, dude, trying to email scientists. I was getting so much anxiety because like it's so exciting to talk to them for interviews, you know. And I just kept like fucking up the emails. Like I kept like making a bunch of like mistakes. It's so funny. Okay, so pull that up. I just wrote it in the chat.
Okay, but you wrote what in the chat now? Oh, okay, pull it up.
The title.
Oh, I see it. Okay. A single combination gene therapy. Nice.
Pull it up.
I'm pulling it up right now. A single combination gene therapy treats multiple age-related stuff here.
It's a really sexy study.
Okay, it's up.
So, you know, this is what we could do. We could be like, hey, everyone in the chat, you know, we have like 10,000 people watching, right? And we're like, what's up, everyone? Like, we're going to focus for an hour, like off camera or on camera, but we're not going to really be talking. We're going to be focusing. And so while there's like, you know, while we're not talking, you can go look up these articles and then discuss about it, give us questions and stuff or insights in the chat and whatnot.
I love that. That's a good idea.
And so, you know, this is a perfect study, right? Like this study is one of the sexiest studies last year, or was it this year that was published? It's one of the sexiest studies, right? And so, you know, it's something really important that we all need to talk about.
Oh man, check this out, the truthfulness of this sentence right here. Traditionally, diseases are researched and treated individually, which ignores the interconnectedness of age-related conditions, necessitates multiple treatments with unrelated substances, and increases the accumulative risk of side effects. See that?
So what's that guy's name that you said you wanted to talk to earlier?
Keith Kamato.
Okay, yeah, I've heard his name.
Life,
He's part of the
Lifespan.io, yeah.
Advocacy, right? How do you spell Kamato?
I don't know. Just how it sounds, I think. We'll figure it out later.
Okay. We'll look up how to make beer later, too. We should start making that soon. Okay. I'm gonna start emailing some people.
Mr.
Or let me look at the to-do, like the collab calendar we have. Store equipment. Okay, make sure you're completely organized. Okay, so we need to prepare all 11 YouTube channels. So let's ask Alex to send us all the information. to just give us all those channels.
Who is the favorite person you've interviewed so far on your channel?
Sergio, who was a lot of fun. Sergio Canavero. But my favorite, probably, I don't know. They're all really cool. I don't even know. I don't remember who I've talked to. Talked to Brian Kennedy. God, it fucking smells like gross sometimes in this library.
I mean, okay, Peter Thiel. In honor of Pale Thiel, your last interview, I'm going to show you guys a quote. That's Peter Thiel, the last person... Oh, you didn't interview him, but you did a compilation, okay? So, this is what Peter Thiel said. Check this out, you guys. Check this out. Right here. You see that? Isn't that awesome?
What is it?
Peter Thiel said... He said, "Tonight, I urge all my fellow Americans to vote for Donald Trump." Yay!
You like Donald?
He's a Trump fan.
Yeah, which is, kind of surprising. But whatever.
It's because he's smart.
Yeah. He's pretty smart.
I think he understands that Trump was the best for acceleration of progress because Trump would deregulate things. So it's kind of like capitalism, full steam ahead, would cause the most forward momentum in the field of life extension. So that's why I think why Peter Thiel understood that.
So did you say that you have other channels that have a lot of subscribers?
I have I have a few other channels.
Okay, what are the sub counts? You could text me if you want.
Yeah,
if we ever have anything personal we want to talk about, we could just text each other in our group chat that we talk.
Right. I could show you my other channels. It's my creative channel, which is like Terabithian 2. That is my other big channel.
Okay, and it's Terabithian?
Yeah, I have videos on that channel that have literally like hundreds of thousands of views.
Nice. How many subs?
Not as many subs, but like videos that went viral. I have it's like almost 3,000 subs, I think.
Dude, that's good. Okay, so do you want to turn that channel into the frequent live streaming channel?
Yeah, we could do that. Why not? I mean, actually, no, it's not. It doesn't fit right because
Come on.
No, it doesn't fit right because this was for like projects that are completed, like music videos and things. It's my viral nature videos.
Why can't we just combine them? Just for now, just for the next like month, until we have it situated.
The people who are subscribed to this channel will be like, "What the hell?" and they subscribe because it's.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. What other channels do you have?
Because this channel literally just has like it has Disney nature. It has Disney videos.
Yeah, but dude, everyone likes life extension, dude, whether they know it or not, even the deathists. But okay, so what other channels do you have?
Like, dude, did you see I had one Disney remix video. Okay, it got almost 800,000 views. And at the end of the video, I literally snuck in a life extension message. And people were like, "What the hell is with the ending?"
They were just confused.
They were so confused. I talked about aging. It's like I said, aging is slowly killing us. And people said they were watching it. People said they were watching it with their kids, and they had to explain the ending. It was about like death and aging and stuff. And people were freaked out because their kids had to watch that about aging killing us all and stuff.
It's so funny.
It was pretty funny.
Where's Alex at? Where's Alex Gibson?
Let me look at the...
He's being a pab.
Alex can't remember his Skype. Alex cannot remember his Skype. Yeah.
Just make one.
Yeah, just make a new Skype, Alex.
Take like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I need to do more creative videos. Do you do any like creative things? I could upload if you guys do creative things like music videos or anything, I could upload your stuff to
Can
this
you,
channel, like life extension stuff. Do you guys do anything that's life extension but involves creativity, like something that's visually stunning with music or something along those lines that I could?
Here, hold on, I'll be right back. Can you go on my channel and look at and pull up on the live stream the different like compilations and interviews I've done? I'll be right back in like 1 minute.
Okay. All right, let me look at the chat here for a second. What are you guys saying in the chat? Alrighty. All right. Oh yeah, we're gonna pull up Bobby's channel here. All right, so we got Peter Thiel. That was awesome. And in this interview, I love this because Peter Thiel actually shows that he's like really into the health. He knows about the health stuff. So Thiel was saying he knows about things like fecal transplant therapy, and he's into the super health benefits of that sort of thing. So I'm excited about that. Peter Thiel's like serious about this stuff, you know. He's not just playing around. That would be a good one to watch. Sergey, okay, I don't know. I didn't watch that one. I don't know really what he's about. William Shatner compilation. That's cool. I didn't see that one yet. But I know William Shatner's William Shatner's very afraid of death. He says he doesn't want to die, so he's definitely an Eternal Life fan.
Oh, I'm wearing some bad shoes for my feet, for my heels or whatever. AJ said he made a life extension.
I think Alex might be ready.
Hey,
he says he's logged in.
AJ, after we talk to Alex, you should jump on the live stream with us.
Who?
AJ.
AJ, okay. Is this someone in the chat?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. AJ. Make a life extension hip hop for kids. I already did a life extension hip hop. Did you ever see my life extension rap?
No way.
You didn't see that?
You're so funny.
You didn't see my life extension rap?
No. What other YouTube channels do you have?
Check this out. I'm gonna show you this.
Okay. It'd be really nice if I could sit down.
This was to promote Gennadi's Death is Wrong book.
There's no chairs. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Have any tall chairs?
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna show the life extension rap. We're gonna play it.
Dude, I can rap right now.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and we're playing it. I know a book that every kid should read. Death is Wrong has the wisdom they need. Right now. There's nothing worse than not being alive, but if we find the cure for aging, then we can survive. Death is wrong because life is right. If we want to live forever, well, then we need to fight. Death is our enemy and aging is our foe. This book has truth that every child should know. There is a real hero named Aubrey de Grey. If you want to save lives, he has the way. Aging kills more people than any other cause, but lucky for us, we have our Wizard of Oz. We can't expect to be saved by a man in the sky, and evolution doesn't care if we live or die. Nothing's gonna change unless we get mad. If you wanna save yourself, your mom and your dad, here's a little wisdom you won't hear in church. If you want eternal life, then we need aging research. I think death is failure and I don't wanna lose. We should be able to live for as long as we choose. The world should admit that aging really sucks. Until we cure aging, we're all like sitting ducks. We have no time to waste, so let's get busy like the bees. We gotta make haste to avoid disease. The cure is gonna come, but will it come in time for us? Our eternal life is way too important to miss this bus. Eternal life fans know that we have to persist because our life is meaningless if we cease to exist.
You put the word loser on a tombstone?
Dead people are losers, right? That's the truth.
They lose, but they're not losers.
They're losers, dude. They're losers. Truth hurts, man.
Dude, where's Alex at? That's a pretty solid diss track, dude.
Right. You know, dude, just imagine when we're doing collabs with like big time music artists like freaking Grimes, like freaking Billie Eilish, like Post Malone. We bring the youth into it, the new generation that get all excited about living forever. It just explodes, man.
Nah, dude. That'd be tight. I mean, yeah, obviously it'd be cool if we could, get on the track with like Grimes or someone, but I would like to do this, help Trevor Something make a song. You should look up, you should put him on the live stream. Trevor Something, Eternal Love.
Trevor, Eternal Love?
Yeah.
Who is that?
So I actually know somebody who would probably do a rap with us, who does like science raps. I know actually a few of them. I know one that's really good. He's like in Australia. He's a cancer researcher in Australia, and he did a rap. I'll look it up, and then you can pull it up. But look, first put on the live stream Trevor Something, Eternal Love.
Okie dokie. Let me just add Alex to the chat here for a second.
Okay. So I think it's on my... Come on, I don't have it saved. We can actually get like a bunch of different science. A lot of them. I have a lot of views too.
Hey, Alex, do you hear us?
Hey, what's up?
All right.
Can you see me?
We got Alex.
No.
We don't see you.
Yeah, we don't see
You
you.
don't see me? Hold on.
We hear you though.
Is this the right button? Did I push the right button?
Oh, you're there.
Hey.
Now we
See
see you. Nice.
Wait. What's going on? My headphones set up.
What up, brother?
Hey.
Coming out of my... Oh, I gotta set it. Okay, hold on. You're on my speaker right now. I gotta go to options. Here we go. Audio, video, settings.
Good to have you on.
Okay. Can you type in Rowan, can you pull up on the live stream? Look up Velociraptor.
Velociraptor?
A second.
Yeah, like philosophy, but so Velociraptor.
Okay.
So PHILOSO and then rap. It's all one word.
Right, I know Velociraptor. I know the Velociraptor meme.
That's the channel.
Oh, it's the channel?
Yeah.
I just had it working. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, we hear you and we see you. You're good. You're live.
Yeah, dude, you're good. We can see you. And hear you.
I'm just switching my Bluetooth transmitter over. What speaker?
There's a lot of Velociraptor channels. What the heck one is it?
Are you serious? The title is Science Rap.
Well, yeah, there would be a lot because it's a popular meme, you know.
The title is Science Rap.
Science Rap. Science Rap.
Yeah, type in Velociraptor and then science.
I did. Velociraptor Science
Perfect.
Rap.
That does it.
It pulls up nothing. There is no Velociraptor science rap.
Dude, I swear, every time I try to find him, it's super different. Okay, there it is. So I'll just type it. I'll just send.
But there's a science rap by Ali G. That's funny.
Okay. Here, type in rap for cancer research.
This guy's funny. I like this Ali G. What were you saying?
Type in rap for cancer research. I'll also send you a link in Facebook.
Rap for cancer research. On
Yeah.
YouTube? You want me to type that in?
Yeah, and then put it on live stream.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a link on Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
So we can ask him to do a collab.
Okay.
Are you playing it?
I am. Oh, here it is. First one. Okay, I'm playing it right now.
Yeah.
Be quiet.
Yeah, this is the take. Alright. Yeah, I'm here to tell y'all about some research. It is quite serious, but I won't make this hurt. I work on cancer of the breast, the
For some
pancreas.
reason,
Anyone who's ever done
you have to be on
then
live
I'm
chat to
thinking,
hear it.
yes, see, we
Wait,
try to
you-
understand just how these tumors work.
What? I gotta pause it because you're talking. What?
Just go ahead and play it.
Okay.
Looking at all your genes, there's even one named jerk. Different cell pathways they use and spread. Get in your blood and lymph nodes, maybe
So
go
good.
to your head. I know, bro.
Yeah.
This ain't very good, but there's
Yeah, that'd be good to do a collaboration with this guy.
Yeah, look how awesome he is.
Yeah, he's awesome. So,
He's
Dude.
Alex, let's talk about you. What's new with you? I want to hear about your like diet and stuff. You've been doing stuff with
My
your diet,
diet?
right? Diet experiments, right?
I think when last time we talked, I was trying that
Carnivore diet, right?
Well, not exactly, but yeah, leaning that way. Leaning into that
Yeah.
way.
How did
Um,
that go for you?
It went pretty good.
You
I
go
reintroduced carbs. I reintroduced carbs, and then I gained a lot of weight last year, and so now I'm like really stacked. But now I'm just kind of my diet's on an equilibrium. I eat just the recommended amounts, food pyramid style.
Awesome. Do you have any more, any new eternal life revelations for us? Anything that can help us live forever? Any information? Inside knowledge?
There's the quantum antenna stuff that we discussed last time.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can we talk about diets for a second? Are you a dietitian or anything?
No.
Okay.
I'm on the robot end of things. I'm trying to get into robots, but
Sure.
not like
Nice, dude. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We should definitely talk about that. That's dope.
yeah, not just uploading memories though to hard drive style, like quantum consciousness preservation through these quantum antenna systems.
Wait, so you're making brain-computer interfaces
Bigger than that,
with quantum
So-
computers?
soul machine interfaces
Like what?
using quantum vibrations. It's like where do I start with all this? Roger Penrose wrote a paper about neurons and how in the neuroprotective layer there's these nanotubules that interface with quantum waves, and so
Is that the anesthesiologist? What did you say his name was?
Roger Penrose, Sir Roger Penrose.
Oh, okay.
He's a
Sorry.
mathematician. He did the tiles and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I keep hearing people trying to make connections between quantum physics and consciousness. And
Yeah.
there's a pretty popular anesthesiologist who I guess does research in that area, and he I didn't really look into it too much, but he said something about the microtubules, like when they're broken down or made, there's some quantum
Yeah.
effect that occurs, and it doesn't sound very compelling to me, that specifically. But yeah, what did you want to share?
So the idea is there's a non-local quantum field around the human body that kind of grows with it, like a perturbation. That because the body is there and all these systems are there, they kind of create these ripples in the quantum fabric. And these ripples are like a standing wave. They interface like everything, like Coke cans. It all has this sort of field around it.
So is it like an accumulative effect from all the atoms? on an object.
So, yeah, something like that. It's like gravity, essentially.
Gravity?
Yeah, so these are like quantum gravity waves. It has a lot to do with.
I didn't even know
There's this-
quantum mechanics has anything to do with gravity or quantum physics.
Yeah, so
I don't know anything.
there's
about
quantum
quantum gravity. Are you talking about quantum
the
gravity?
Rome model. Yeah. And so
That's an actual term.
they did these models where they had an oil bath set up and they vibrated them with sonic acoustics, and they create a droplet.
Big
able to-
ass water bath. There's like lights on the edges.
Yeah, and they're able to
Roman,
vibrate it and
you
create
should
like
look that up,
droplets
bud.
that dance across
What's
the
it called?
surface.
What's it called? I'll look it up.
There's pictures of it.
The pilot wave theory. That's the colloquial term.
Pilot wave theory.
Did you seriously not answer? What? That's so odd.
Who didn't answer?
Some of these scientists I contact, like, it's really weird the things they say to me.
I'm finding.
So there's a
I'm
good
finding
Veritasium video?
I'm finding videos on the pilot wave theory.
Just
Look
look
for the
up
Veritasium video. Is this what quantum mechanics looks
in the
like? That's
back.
a
Oh,
really good.
okay.
The-
Veritasium. The guy
look up-
judged.
look at the water.
Veritasium.
Look at the
Quantum.
water. There's a water bath, Rowan, that they experiment in.
Tell me what exactly search term to put in to find it.
I thought I might be.
Is
thinking
this what quantum mechanics looks like?
Yeah. Okay. This is by
I thought that-
Veritasium video. Oh, I found it. I found the one with by Veritasium. Okay. Okay. Well, should we watch
Yeah.
that one? Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
found it. Is this what? Okay, I'm gonna play
Check
it right
this
now.
out.
It's playing.
I'm using this speaker to vibrate a petri dish containing silicon oil. Now, if I take this toothpick and I make a little droplet on the
I
surface,
really need to.
the droplet
questions.
will stay there, hovering above the surface. The droplet is actually bouncing, and it'll keep bouncing for a very long time. Now,
Bro,
the
it's
reason for
dope
this
that we
is
got
there's
you
a
on,
little
Alex.
layer of air.
What?
Thanks, bro.
What?
Stoked to be on.
We're gonna make I'm gonna make a list of people to like invite, because I was thinking, I don't know if you heard, but I was thinking of just like live streaming.
Well, oh yeah. Like
Oh, yeah.
just like we're going
I heard
live,
that.
and you just like there right on the spot. Just invite people into the live stream. That sounds great. Just on the
Yeah,
spot,
yeah.
impromptu interviews.
cool.
Just
Because
surprise people with interview links. You know, just like boom, surprise. Want to come
I'll be
on?
hanging around.
We have a bunch of YouTube channels that have a bunch of subs, and so we're trying to figure out what to do with all of them that have to do with live extension.
Right. So yeah, this is wow. This is way beyond my knowledge bank. I know nothing about quantum mechanics. I'm like a baby
Are
when
you
it comes
playing
to this
it?
crap.
Are
Yeah.
you playing it on live
I
stream?
paused it as soon as you guys start talking again because it's just. Should I go
Are you playing
again?
it?
I'll
Are
play
you playing
it.
it?
I'll play it
Are you-
right now if we're all quiet. Here I go.
I spilled this earlier, man. This thing.
You're drinking Coke? What are you doing? What you doing, man?
Bro, this is approved.
Oh man, Coke.
I gotta.
You know,
I'm
it's
a
a killer
caffeine head,
killer
man. I gotta
on
have my
it's a killer on multiple levels. Not just the sugar, but it's also it's like worse than sugar, right? Isn't there high fructose corn syrup in there?
Oh, this sugar. Probably.
Yeah, Alex, what'd you think of our?
That's a killer. But then it's
our-
also worse because it's the aluminum in the can as well. Okay.
Alex, what'd you think of our beer idea?
I think that's lit. It sounds lit. I would get it. I'd buy that.
Dude,
What'd you think of our absence idea?
Yeah, that's sick too.
We can get
Well,
Marilyn
absence-
Manson. We can get Marilyn Manson to be the spokesperson for our Eternal Life absence.
Oh, he'd love that.
well, the
Love that.
absence idea is more like what I thought of was combining hallucinogens with life extension treatments. But I mean, it's not that cool, but you know, it's just kind of what I
Actually,
It's like
Marilyn Manson's
Remember that
actually
game, Psychonauts?
Marilyn Manson's actually dead because did you see his video where he actually buried himself?
No.
Yeah, he has a video where he
That's a
buried himself.
character?
He did a cover for God's Gonna Cut You Down, and then he's actually burying himself. So
Yeah, I love that song.
the
too.
real Marilyn
It's a good
Manson
one.
actually might be dead right now, and there might just be some
The
kind of
Highwayman.
replacement for him. Anyways,
What's that one Highwayman song where he talks about coming back as a drop of rain? You know what I'm talking about?
Highwayman, I don't know.
I want to go to one of his concerts, dude, and dress up in like a leather suit with like a dildo on my head.
What?
It would just be
What kind of
hella fun.
degeneracy is this?
It would
Is that
just
a
be-
Mario statue in the
Tilt
background,
up on
Roland?
your
You got the Sonic?
What?
There's like a figure behind your right shoulder there in the camera. Is that flowers? Is that?
I want to listen to Trevor or something right now.
Oh, I
Pokemon?
think you're seeing the Harley Quinn.
Is that a Harley Quinn?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Look at it.
I'll show you.
I
Let's see.
understand.
I can,
Is the typing pretty loud? I can always mute.
No, it's cool. I like the sound of it, honestly. It's ASMR.
Yeah, dude. Idea was
Oh,
to
yeah,
live
you see
stream
that?
like
watch,
all the time
See, watch, let's see if you can see
and
it.
develop our
You see
stuff.
it?
Yeah, I'm down
Dude,
with it.
the live
See
stream
all my
is
supplements back there?
not. The live stream
Oh
is
yeah.
That's all supplements.
The live stream isn't working?
And the
Okay.
Harley
What
Quinn.
It's working now
Oh, cool.
for me.
Nice.
So
I'm thinking about getting some of that Trehalose from your
Oh,
webpage.
it's awesome. It's some good stuff, man.
okay, so get more. There's a few things you can get. I'll give you a list.
I'll be taking this. Hold on. I don't have cable, so that Bluetooth. That's what I was messing with that last second there.
Who wants to
This
watch
thing.
that new
Yeah.
Birds of Prey Harley Quinn movie that's doing so crappy in theaters?
I will not, but I will see Sonic in a few days. That's for sure. Sonic, my dude. Sonic is my dude. I feel like he would be a good Eternal Life sort of icon. Sonic, young and
Yeah.
gotta go fast. So I'd be taking this right here. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. The
Brain
Brain
Force.
Force. I told you about that before. We talked about that before in the chat one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brain Force. This stuff's great, man. Did you see
So
the
what are you
Brain Force?
noticing from that? Can you tell us what you're noticing?
Just mental. It's a mental clarity thing. You get kind of a little boost. It's not like caffeine, though. It's like being able to focus and research kind of thing. It's really good for research because I'll be on research binges. So it's a really good nootropic. It's got
Nice.
bacopa herb and alpha GPC, theobromine, yerba mate, phosphatidylserine,
That's a good one. That will.
L-theanine, black pepper fruit, and huperzine A.
Ooh.
For sure, dude. Okay,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Phosphatidylserine is one of the best supplements ever. Soy PS. That'll help
I
prevent.
got it.
That'll help prevent Alzheimer's disease. You know, there's
This is,
and it'll help prevent ALS. The brain gets misfolded proteins, especially when there's a lot of toxins in seafood, BMMA, and it causes misfolding of proteins. It causes ALS. And the soy
You talking about
PS.
shrimps?
Yes, it could be in shrimps.
Oh,
It can accumulate in all different types of foods. But soy
You like
PS
shrimp?
is amazing, good stuff.
I'm taking that. I'm glad I'm taking that.
It's lame that there
Awesome.
aren't that many people on the live stream. So, so Alex, here's like a list of
Yeah.
things that you can take that will literally have the potential of helping you live to like 150 in like good health.
Nice.
So coenzyme Q10.
Oh, CoQ10. I was thinking about getting some of that from that InfoWars store.
Okay, I'll give you the better list. So, activated charcoal is pretty cool, but royal jelly is really impressive.
I've heard a lot about Royal Jelly.
EGCG, and then quercetin is kind of cool. Alpha ketoglutarate, something called Luwei Dihuang, and berberine. And then, of course, you can.
I've heard about berberine too.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
You can IV mesenchymal stem cells. And then, I mean, that list alone, dude, could literally, like, you can probably get up to like 160. Like that might, 150 should be like pretty easy to reach. And, you know, all that stuff is pretty safe and most of it's inexpensive. So
Heck yeah.
if you know anyone who's dying, you know, or yourself, because we're all
Yeah.
technically dying right now.
Yeah.
Right. There's actually a few other ones, but yeah. So who am I talking? What were we talking about though before? Were we talking about something?
I wanted to bring up Noopeps. What do you guys think about Noopeps? They used to take that nootropic supplement. Noopeps.
Rowan and Alex know a lot about nootropics, especially Alex, dude. That guy is like obsessed with nootropics. He has like,
I'm obsessed with nootropics. I love them.
yeah, enhancing your cognition is like, I'm so surprised that we don't have anything more impressive already.
This Brain Force works really nice. I gotta say.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. Show. Alex Jones, man. He's a real dude. I gotta get that filter, bro. I gotta get that water filter.
It's all about Owen Schroyer.
I love Owen though.
Dude, he literally.
Billy Weaver?
So I watch Owen. He goes to some like Capitol building, whatever, probably in Texas, right?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of like, Trump. There's a bunch of people like, what's it called? Talking bad about Trump. What's it called? Protesters, right?
Protesters.
And they're being, they're being dumb. And so, of course, Owen goes in and just destroys them, right? Because Owen is great. And so Owen goes to the next day, and he puts on. He wants to hold a sign saying that the tech companies are censoring him because they are. Yeah. And so they tell him they're gonna arrest him for doing that. Well, they didn't do that to all.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah.
So, that video too.
Dude, he freaking is so funny. They're trying to get in his way, right? And like, take away his freedom of speech and censor him, like the dumb people there. And so one of them like puts like a pamphlet in the way, dude. And he like just takes the pamphlet and throws it over.
That's it. Yeah. He's like.
And I was just like,
I love
dude,
that.
That is so funny.
Like
he's just such a pimp.
He's like.
Yeah. So when are
He
we?
just keeps talking, dude. He just keeps annihilating him.
So you're looking forward to
It's
interviewing
like-
Alex Jones? What's your big question for Alex Jones?
Dude, it will be so funny to message him.
Let me hear more about the
I mean, to talk.
internationals.
Dude, because he's against transhumanism, but he's said some things that's like kind of for it here and there. Like when he's talking to Joe Rogan, he's like, I get it, we're all gonna experience Valhalla, and I want to reach Valhalla too, or something like that, because he realizes like where things are going, to a degree. He's also like borderline psychotic, but so
it's fun.
so it'd be, but then he's also said bad things about transhumanism. So it'd be good to like iron out the details and then just to meet him and like have a beer with him.
I think he's specifically against globalist transhumanism.
Well, yeah. I mean, globalism isn't like necessarily bad. There's a difference between like globalism by evil people, like a monarchy or an oligarchy. Globalism, right? That's what he always talks about, which is really good because he's like one of the only people that talks about that. But then there's a difference between that versus like, us all being interconnected, right? Closing the digital gap and having, a set of rules that we all abide by around the world.
Yeah, I'm all for international communications and international contracts and that sort of thing. I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's just the more people you have, the harder it can be to like, rule over people and like, create politics. Yeah. But I mean, we're going to be a global nation very soon, and it's not something we should stop. It's something we should, steer.
I think America should imperialize and start
right
colonizing the globe with American colonies.
Check that
and
out.
just eventually just overtake the whole globe.
Nice.
That's my idea of Valhalla.
You see that?
American planet.
Did you guys see that?
What do you got?
What's on
what is it?
What's on my wall?
Oh, the car? Here in my car, I feel safe as to fall. I can walk on my dogs. It's the only way to live in cars. I love Gary Newman, bro. That's my dude.
Do you guys see what that says?
What is it? Are you on the video?
Sorry, look. It's on my wall right there.
What is that, a painting? Is that the Tool album?
Yeah, he likes Alex Gray.
I like Tool, man. Tool's pretty legit. I like Perfect Circle.
Dude, Tool's one of the best bands that ever existed. Okay, like, who else makes that good music? Not many.
I have weird posters on my wall.
Like it's one thing to make good songs, but it's another thing to make like almost all of your songs equally as fucking great, you know? Like someone else who's like that is Trevor something.
Trevor something's up.
Trevor who?
Oh, hold on, I gotta knock on my door, guys. Yep. Oh, okay. Sweet.
Okay, you guys want to preview one of the memes I'm making right now? I might be thinking about posting this on the Eternal Life fan club. You want to tell me your guys' opinion? There it is. Elon Musk. You guys see this?
Where's that, on Twitter? Where are you at?
It's on the page right there on the video.
On Facebook or Twitter?
On the it's on the YouTube live stream right there.
Oh, the YouTube stream? I gotta reopen it. I closed it so it wouldn't be echo in my headphones, having the two audio streams going at the same time. You know what I mean?
It's basically saying that I like the idea of going to Mars, but I don't think it should be our first priority.
Where's that, on Twitter?
Oh.
Oopsie.
Dude, I'm
It's coming up
so
wrong.
hungry.
I see it. I'm gonna let you finish, but finding the cure for aging is the most important goal of all time. Yeah, that's true.
So it's basically
Right.
saying like, yes, we should go to Mars.
Immortality. I've been spamming that
Right.
dude with my paper.
Wow, I'm so retarded.
You've been spamming what with your paper?
Elon.
I am so funny, dude. Can I stop a message from being sent on email?
No.
What, did you sent something to somebody?
Is it already sent? Because I'm copying and pasting an email and I
I got the laid one.
accidentally left it. I accidentally left the other scientist's name in it. What did I say to that?
The stream, I'm like looking at the stream through the YouTube stream. There's a huge delay.
Yeah, I
between
know.
it and the. And let me see if I can time it. Let's see.
Sorry. Yeah, dude. It's like ASMR typing.
Library ASMR. See, this is. I don't want my YouTube to turn into these long, boring live streams. You know what I
31
mean?
seconds.
Dude,
That's what I'm worried
31 seconds.
about.
dude, this live stream is awesome.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We got to keep it awesome. What should we talk about?
Dude, there's like a million things we could talk about.
Let's talk about that paper.
What paper?
My paper.
Okay.
With the quantum soul antennas and stuff.
Let me bring it up on the live stream.
On live stream? How would I?
How do you spell that? The title? I mean, what
Is
is
an XSplit or what are you using to split?
I mean, what's the name of the title again?
Oh, the paper?
Yeah. Rowan will pull it up. Also.
A means of immortality with derivatives of current technology. You can look that up either on ResearchGate or Academia.
Can you just send me the exact link in Twitter and I'll just show it if you send me the exact
Oh
link?
yeah, I can do that.
No, put it in the chat.
Or put it in the chat.
Okay.
Just
Well, it censors
like
out
it.
in chat. I tried that earlier.
I don't like looking
not the
for
title.
things.
Not the title though.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a means of immortality. What else?
It's a means of immortality with derivatives of current technology. I just messaged it to Rowan on Twitter.
Okay.
Are you one of the only immortalists doing research with researching from an approach of quantum mechanics?
I think so. I don't know.
Did you see Radfest talk to somebody?
Radfest?
There it
Yeah,
is. It's on the
Jim's-
screen.
You know Radfest?
Uh-uh.
So they have it's an annual conference that costs like $1,000, and they have a bunch of life extension scientists go there, and they had some speaker who talked about quantum mechanics extending lifespan, which
Is that 2 A's?
Yeah, the way he described it was sounded completely ridiculous, but it might be someone you want to contact.
I want to check through that.
Yeah, I mean, he sounded cool. I think he was an actual researcher too, but he was saying like the fact that we can, how you can like dilate time or whatever with like
time
speed.
loops?
No, by increasing your speed closer to the speed of light.
Oh yeah.
The you can like kind of time travel a little bit. It's like you can like shorten time or something, right?
Yeah, it's Einsteinian. Yeah.
So he was like, this could be a possible way to reverse aging, because you could like decrease the amount of time, and then this can give your DNA more time to repair itself, which like didn't make sense on so many levels, because first off, why would your DNA not be stuck in the time difference also? Like why would it isolate itself? There's no reason to think it would.
Maybe they got some papers I can read and see what they're talking about.
Yeah, but I think he might have been an actual researcher. I don't see why. I mean, Radfest does kind of invite some woo people sometimes just to get the views.
I tweeted my paper at him. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was showing it on the screen.
Sweet. So, dang, dude, you just.
Oh yeah, that. I was talking about to Radfest. I tweeted my paper at him.
Pretty solid amount of reads too.
Thanks. I'm just reading it up.
Nice. So it's like a review, sort of. It's kind of like a bird's eye view, and then I break it down more as the paper goes on. Okay, it's
Eckhart Tolle.
Right?
Are you a fan of Eckhart Tolle?
Yeah, I love Eckhart Tolle. Yeah, Eckhart Tolle, is that how you say it?
Yeah. What do you like about Eckhart Tolle?
Well, I just like the philosophy. It's a really good philosophical view, and particularly the idea of an I that doesn't change, that's a substrate on which all things take place.
Dude,
I found very interesting.
That guy can literally make you hallucinate by just reading his book. And
I found out about that guy through.
You can make who hallucinate by what?
If you read
if
you read Eckhart Tolle's books and you like really focus on what he's saying, I think it might be like a form of what's it called when people they like hypnosis. It might be like a form of hypnosis, his book, because I've heard so many people talk about like it inducing some sort of like hypnotic, like almost like hallucinogenic trance.
Really?
His voice is hypnotic. When you listen to him talk, he just has such like a smooth voice.
Yeah, the guy's hecka funny. Yeah. He's way too like convincing, dude. Like it's creepy.
I like his ideas.
Yeah, he's got some cool things about him. But
I think I have an Eternal Light Blasphemy page by made for Eckhart Tolle. I think he said some very deathist bullcrap.
He probably did. But I'm really interested in the consciousness stuff that he talks about, because he talks about the I that doesn't change, and it's like a substrate for all your thoughts and feelings and the emotions that we experience and stuff. And so I think that's cool. I think that root consciousness idea, that's the whole premise pretty much behind the whole quantum antenna deal, and that and the work of Roger Penrose and some other stuff. So you can see there's a lot of references in here. More site. It says there's 4 references on the site, but there's actually more on the actual paper. But I guess they're just on that references they have.
Okay, I'm gonna read your paper right now. Did you pull it up on the live stream, Rob?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the 5 people that are there, they can read it too. We'll have a lot more people soon. Oh, are you serious? I forgot to call him? Damn it.
Here, I'm gonna go grab real quick. Dinner's done. That's there. hit me up about. So I'm just gonna go grab food real quick, and I'll be right back.
Okay. If anybody else from the live stream wants to jump on, you can.
All right, let's listen to something. I'm gonna listen to. I want to see what Eckhart Tolle says about death.
Does anybody else want to jump in on the live
I'm
stream?
guessing he's gonna say, "Oh, look at this, Eckhart Tolle.
Is Alex back?
Death is not really a big deal." Let's see what he has to say.
Jeez. Yeah, we should make a list of death is.
Eckhart Tolle sucks. I freaking hate Eckhart Tolle.
Dude, it's not people's fault.
Okay, wait. Let's listen to this.
My father in a very serious condition in the hospital, and after they tried the level best,
You can't be angry at them, dude.
and my father survived after that.
I muted you for a while just because it's a lot of sound on your end.
Standing around him at his last breath, we saw him.
Right now, there's sound.
I was hearing static. Wait a second. This is not Eckhart Tolle. This is not Eckhart Tolle. What the heck? It's some Indian guy. Okay. Okay, Eckhart Tolle. I know he's a deathist. Watch, let's listen to him spew some bullcrap.
I'm pretty sure he is too. I don't agree with that. I'll tell you that.
A friend of mine got shot.
Triple stack, pizza
died
stack. Look, dudes.
a couple days.
It's a sin.
Oh my gosh. Is that is that gluten? Gluten pizza? That's horrible. Killing yourself, man.
I ate sourdough. For several months straight, bro. I haven't had any problems since.
No wonder you guys can't hear me. I was muted myself. Okay, have you guys heard of Gennady Stolyarov?
Of course.
So he made a really important dichotomy between a deathist and a non-deathist. There's a big difference between them that he made a point in this article that he wrote, in which a deathist is somebody who actually supports death and and usually they know about life extension research and they actively try to stop it or support anything against it. That's what actual deathist is. But someone who doesn't really know anything about life extension research and is just kind of trying to blind themselves from how horrible death is, and they say some weird quote there's eternal life, or we can be resurrected or whatever. That's not necessarily a deathist. That's just somebody.
The concept of heaven, the concept of heaven is another dimension instead of a place in the future. I believe in heaven. I just think it's in the future.
That's like borderline deathism.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see if I can go over here. Dude, that food looks so good. Freaking.
I'm sorry.
Hella hungry.
Are we all going with you to food?
That'd be sweet, huh? It's like my live stream. Hey there. Is there gonna be anyone in here for
I'm hoping.
Okay. Do you
This is our first meeting, so I'm not expecting.
What's going on, Bobby?
Some of the first meeting.
Oh, someone's meeting?
I think so. You're muted again, my bro.
Oh,
I know, because I didn't want you guys to hear all of it.
Okay, can we at least agree that freaking
it's a clean library.
Deepak Chopra is a deathist? Look at this bull crap.
I never listened to Deepak Chopra.
He says, without death, there would be no freshness. I'm an idiot.
It's kind of Hindi, dude.
Ew, dude.
Freaking idiot.
Why do people feel the need to say shit like that?
Okay, I guarantee you, Deepak Chopra. I guarantee you, Eckhart Tolle says crap just as stupid as that.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, because Deepak Chopra is kind of
no.
But he's really annoying sounding.
Oh no, I meant Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle is just as retarded as Deepak Chopra.
Okay, dude.
I think on some things, I did totally disagree with.
Hold off on the R word.
But the conscious thing is really important, I think.
It's all. Oh
Here's
yeah.
the
Okay.
first one I heard.
Honestly,
Eckhart Tolle is like
Philosophical concept.
the king of woo-woo, new age bullcrap.
Yeah, I'm not into New Age. Nothing pagan.
Wait,
I'm a hardcore
How could you?
JC
But
kind of
how
guy.
could you be a fan of Eckhart Tolle then? He's all about the new age bullcrap.
I like some of his work. I like some of it. Like, there's a lot of stuff I disagree with, but the consciousness stuff I think is important.
Consciousness stuff.
Because he talks about consciousness as a substrate, and so does Jordan Peterson. Also talks about, and those are things that I can get down with.
Okay, look at him. Let's hear what he has to say of like talking about what
My
happens
love
after we die. I want to hear what he says because how does he know what happens after we die? I mean, just even to talk about what happens after we die as if he knows. Like, why is he doing this?
I don't know. People get presumptuous. They just like they get a couple things right, and then they feel like they're on top of the world. Like they can just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What you doing, Bobby? You look like you're frozen. You look frozen.
Yep. Bobby crashed.
Okay, let's watch this together. After we die. I mean, just even to talk about what happens after we die, as if he knows. Like, okay, you gotta mute your video,
Sorry.
so it doesn't have a.
I'll switch it over. Let's see. What's it?
For a period
This
of
one?
6 months or so,
Probably.
sickness or illness,
Yeah,
saw my dog get gradually sicker and sicker to the point where he was in much pain. Vet X-rays and pills and
I'm looking for this one.
did not find a cause that was treatable. We had a family meeting and collectively we decided to have the vet end his life to ease his
Still working on it.
by injection.
I think you muted it. I think what you did worked. I think.
Uh-oh. No, I broke
He
it.
made a comment
I
about
did the opposite of good.
a lady who felt more grief
Wait,
when
actually,
she
hold
lost
on.
her
I
dog
can fix this easily.
than when her mother died. Although it sounds mean, I had the same uncontrolled times of tears for many weeks afterwards, the death of my little buddy. I've considered the notion of ego and suffering and pain when remembering my companion in the now. I feel that in the final moments that I betrayed our companionship. So my question, how do I remove the ego side of not having my buddy or companion around, whilst not removing and dismissing the love I continue to hold for him?
I understand. And the same question would apply also to if somebody close to you dies. People who have not had a close connection with an animal like a dog may not understand you. Only people who have had that will understand that it can be as painful as losing a human. And we had the same experience when our dog passed away under similar circumstances. And in the end, because she was suffering too much, we had to ask the vet to come, and she died peacefully. And she had a wonderful life, was loved and gave love for 9 years. And her consciousness, she was a female, benefited greatly from being together with us, with humans, and with us in particular. And we benefited.
I'm just waiting for him to say something deathist there. Hey, Bobby's back. Did you hear us, Bobby?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So are you watching this? We're just watching this clip by Eckhart Tolle. I'm waiting for him to say something deathist so I can judge him right in front of
You
everyone.
don't think the live stream would be taken down?
What?
You don't think the live stream would be taken down if you listen to him?
Probably not.
Okay.
It's most likely something like this wouldn't be like copyrighted. I'm guessing. I'm just guessing, but.
Okay. Well, for some reason I don't see your video.
You don't see my video?
Yeah. Alex, do you see him?
No.
You're on mute, Alex.
Continuously loving presence. She loved.
You're muted, Alex.
Almost everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna try to focus.
Alex, you're muted.
Okay, wait, did I fix it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
But Rowan doesn't have an image.
I don't have an image.
Don't have an image?
I don't know if that's.
I got an image from.
You have an image for me, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably just on mine then.
Same.
She loved almost every.
If you want an image, for me, Bobby, you can always just open the live stream in another tab and have my image there.
The dog or animal.
Well, I'm gonna try to focus while I'm on live stream with you guys. See if that's even possible. Did you end up reading your paper, Alex?
Yeah, so let me
Yeah, can you bring that up?
Yeah, so one thing I wanted to talk about is how I plan on getting those quantum antenna that we're gonna need to like do that soul attenuation bit, and I think it'll be done using the same circuit printing technology that we use now for microprocessors. So like projecting, it's like a lithographic system, and like it goes through a whole series of lenses, and then there's like a water droplet, and so it's like a huge
a water droplet
compression. Yeah, it goes through a water droplet that's suspended, so it has the perfect curvature, so it creates like perfect circuitry on the nanoscopic level, like that. I think it's a 14 nanometer process I was looking at.
That sounds familiar. What does that? What suspends a water droplet?
So they suspend a water droplet just as a lens, and they use it like a magnifying glass essentially. And there's just a series of lenses before that as well, and they're all like super clean. This is all in a clean room environment.
Hey, that's what they do in the Bug's Life. Like in the Bug's Life, they have a water droplet as like a telescope almost. Like a lens for a telescope.
Yeah, it's kind of they're literally doing that with the microchip.
Wow.
With the photography. And so you'd use that same kind of a system, and you'd either have to get a hold of IBM or one of these like microchip manufacturers, or you'd have to build your own rig, and it'd take like a warehouse or whatever.
Wait, and so what's the goal? The goal is to transfer consciousness or something?
Yeah, to attenuate consciousness, almost like a radio.
And what's the antenna?
So it's like I was looking into these quantum probes, and they're like, I think they're like 14 nanometer like teeth on a comb, it looks like, and they're just these little probes, and they're able to detect the perturbations on the quantum level, and they can send that back up as like phonons.
And you'd put these combs in your scalp?
So that would be external.
Or in your brain.
You might even like use a helmet that has these sensors in it, and it comes down like this. You know what I mean?
And do they stick into your epidermis or?
No, that'd be more like Neuralink, which is more like brain interface. This is like quantum interface.
This is cutting edge.
So and then so it's just these antennas, and they can pick up on this quantum effect that's occurring that you call what are you calling
quantum
it?
Consciousness field.
It's called quantum consciousness field. Is that an actual term in the research?
I probably said that.
Or did you coin that?
I don't know. I don't remember if I coined that or if somebody else did. I could find it.
Okay, but is this an actual field that has been like? That's an actual thing. Like, is there a term for this quantum effect on an object, like the level of an object?
That's where the research with Roger Penrose comes in, and so that's where that's the interface, and it's in those those nanotubules.
So he thinks that there's a quantum effect that emerges from the accumulation of atoms on an object. Like you gather a bunch.
If your attention, please, the library will be closing in approximately 30 minutes.
He thinks that based on all the different atoms in an object, each atom has some sort of quantum, bullshit occurring, right?
Yeah.
And so he thinks that when you put a bunch of atoms together, like a chair, or a human brain, you put a bunch of atoms together and they have this sort of quantum like field around the object. That's cumulative. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cumulative effect.
And so
the brain interfaces with that. And then when you die, the brain decouples with that field, but the field doesn't go anywhere. So you can always interface with the field.
What do you mean? How does the field not go anywhere?
So it's the same principle of quantum archaeology. Like when you have a standing wave, these waves, they just echo eternally, and they never really go anywhere.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. And he thinks that somehow that has something to do with consciousness?
Yeah. And so if you can create these antennae that interfaces with the field, then you don't need the body anymore. You just interface those antennae with like a series of neural networks and processors and communication systems and like servos and shit for our body. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, that'd be sweet. If we had something like that.
Robot body. We
could like receive it. And so, are you actually building that chip, that sort of those antennas?
I have designs, but I need to get a laboratory and get some contacts in the industry.
For sure, dude. Nice. Yeah. Did you ever look up that guy from Radfest?
Radfest? Yeah, I did look it up, and I looked him up on Twitter, and I tweeted my paper at him.
Is he anyone impressive? Like, is he like a researcher at some university or something?
I don't know him personally, but hey, you got to start somewhere. Director James Stroll. James Stroll, is that who you're talking about?
That's the director of Radfest, but he spoke to some quantum physicist who's using quantum mechanics to tackle aging. And he talked at their annual convention.
There's a LinkedIn. Let's see his LinkedIn here.
So it's not James Stroll, it's the guy he talked to. I can try to look it up.
I'm gonna Forever Juniors on Twitter. I'm gonna send him my paper.
Just type in like Radfest, James Stroll, quantum aging or something. I'm gonna type that in on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah, I'm gonna type it in. See if I can find it.
There you go.
You found it?
I found James Stroll's Twitter and I tweeted my paper at him.
For sure.
Yeah. Is there somebody else? You were saying there was somebody who was talking to that you really...
That James talked to. Hey, hold on. I feel like I'm like fasting right now.
You're fasting?
Feels like it. I mean, pretty much I am.
No, I have not. Cool, thank you.
Okay.
Can you take us to the corner store and grab some grub?
You guys, I'm gonna have to eat dinner soon, so.
Yeah, I just did. That's what those 3 pizzas are about.
I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten like all day.
Nobody's eating. I'm the only one that's eating.
I'm getting hungry.
That's all good. You guys are on laptops, right? Are you mobile? We can all just go together.
There it is. Yeah. So it was the theory of relativity. So Dr. Marco Ruggiero.
Marco Ruggiero?
Yeah, so Marco, like Marco Polo, and then his last name is Ruggiero. Ruggiero. So it's actually Yeah, he tries to connect relativity and quantum physics. I mean, I don't even know if relativity has anything to do with quantum physics. But
I think I found him. Ilpazo123 on Twitter. Is that the right guy?
he has a full-length talk, I guess, now at Radfest that they presented. If you go on YouTube and look him up, so just type in James Stroll and Marco Ruggiero Radfest. You'll find his full-length talk.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna put that on the side tab over here.
Hey, Rowan, so do you want to just jump off at like 7? Because that's when I had to go to.
I think I'm about to jump off right now. I'm gonna have to eat some peanut butter like this little kid on the screen right now.
How about 7 o'clock?
They're feeding these kids. Have you guys heard they're feeding these kids in Africa like peanut butter to sustain them? They're like, it's it's freaking awesome. It's a great project.
How's it working? Good.
Well, wonderful, because it's so cheap. You know, they can afford to actually feed, and it's high in protein and nourishment and nutrients and awesome. You know, it's amazing.
Heck yeah. I can dig it. It's great. That's a good food. Legumes. Is it a legume? Peanuts?
Peanut butter is a legume, yes.
Yeah.
Grows
Legumes are good.
grows freaking underground.
You ever eat boiled peanuts?
I love boiled peanuts.
Boiled peanuts, boiled. Well, that's a Tennessee thing.
Yeah. Do you like boiled peanuts too?
Like. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a southern thing. Like in the South, it's I love it. I would actually make like on the Immortality bus tour, I had everyone try boiled peanuts because we traveled through
Squidbillies?
Squidbillies? No, what's that? Oh, Squidbellies.
Squidbillies. It was on Adult Swim, and they had a boiled peanut shop. These squids.
Oh.
Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about? Nobody knows.
No.
Seen Squidbillies?
No.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes.
All right, you guys, this has been good. Let's end it now because I have to go eat. And all right, it's been wonderful. We'll definitely do this again. All right.
Heck yes.
Thank you guys for each of your contributions to this wonderful discussion. I appreciate it very much, and thank you everyone in the chat for coming. This has been absolutely freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, peace out, you guys. Do you guys have an outer slogan, like an extra that you like to say? I like to say, of course, may you live forever. What's yours, Alex?
Peace out, my bros.
I love
That's what I usually say.
All right. What's yours, Bobby?
I look forward to living with all of you forever.
Forever. Yes.
That's